7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the podcast from Doug Ground Up Productions with hosts Lady Miz and Ray. This is a universal platform, and there is nothing off limits. We talk about it all, and we keep it real. This is a no judgment zone, so come as you are. If you are a professional, entertainer, author, comedian, entrepreneur, or just someone who wants to get something off their chest, well, let your voice be heard here on From the Ground Up Productions. Sponsorship and other opportunities are available from the Ground Up Productions. Turning nothing into something. There's only one way to go from here. And now, here are your hosts, Lady Miz and Ray.
Yeah, y'all. What's poppin', y'all? What's good, y'all? Lady Miz in the building. You know what I'm saying? I'm rocking out with Ray. Today, we got a pop-up show, and we have some guests in the building, y'all. Today, we're going to be talking about, we're going to be discussing the candidates that's running for president, the upcoming election, and if you are voting, and if not, and why. All right. Make sure when you tune in and if you click on, if you come across this live, make sure you hit like, you hit share, and yeah. So that's pretty much it. We are going to get right into it. All right. We will be having people on the show that are going to have different views. Okay, so each individual will have different views, and we just ask that everyone be respectful. And that's pretty much it. Today is a pop-up show. As I stated before, we have a few guests that will be joining us, and they're going to be giving their views on the voting, the running candidates and stuff like that. So without further ado, please let's welcome Zoya and Steve to the show. Hey. Zoya and Steve, hey. We're going to put y'all on 1 second. Ray is working on that. So we welcome Zoya and Steve to the show. Zoya and Steve.
Hey guys, how are you?
How y'all doing? Yes.
We're doing good.
How are you? We're doing great. Zoya and Steve are retired police officer and captain. We also have Adrian. Let's bring Adrian on real quick.
Hi, guys.
Let's welcome Adrian to the show. You think she's chilling and she ain't playing?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay. Adrian is a business developer.
Adrian, love it.
So,
yeah.
I want to go back to bed too.
You know?
Listen, and we also have King Charlie Prince, hip hop legend and platinum plaque artist, joining us today. So where King Charlie at? Where you at? Where you at, King Charlie? Where you at?
No, it's not him. It's this thing acting up.
Oh, okay. So don't worry, he's gonna fix that. But in the meantime, I just want to welcome you guys to the show, and I'm gonna read a little script. I just want to get him on the screen.
Yeah, what happened? I don't know what happened.
I don't know. King Charlie Prince, if you were there, I don't know if it's on our end or his end. If you don't come up in a minute, log on, log off, and then log back on. He's not showing up. Okay. King Charlie Prince, if you can hear me, log off and log back on. Okay. So now, let me just say this. I'm just going to read the script, and then we're going to get into the questions. Today, we are here to discuss our views and opinions on the political parties running for president. Everyone here, I believe, will add value to this conversation. I just ask that you please allow the other person to finish before you start talking, and please refrain from insulting anyone because they disagree with your views. I mean, you could go hard, but we don't want to insult, because everybody here, y'all know I have a personal relationship with everybody, so I do not want to be responsible for anything. Okay, so I'm just making that clear. I have a list of questions that I will be asking, and when I ask the questions, I'll call like, okay, Zoya, Steve, or Adrian, or King Charlie Prince, answer. But if you guys want to respond, you can answer in any order. But when I ask the question, I'll ask, I'll point out who I would like to start it off with. Do we have them? Okay, King Charlie Prince, were you able to hear everything that I said?
Nah, I forgot to plug my computer up and it went out on me.
Oh, okay. All right. It's all good. So basically what I said was, I try to read it real quick. I'm gonna read it fast. Okay. Today we are discussing our views and opinions on the political parties running for president. Everyone here, I believe, will add value to the conversation. I just ask that you please allow the other person to finish before you start talking and refrain from insulting anyone, even if you disagree. I have a list of questions that I will be asking. I will call your name for you to respond. But if you're responding to someone else, you can go in any order that you want. Everybody totally understand?
We got it.
All right, let's get busy then. Let's go.
Let's get ready to rumble.
All right. Okay, so anybody, if you're tuning in, please hit like and please share. I'm going to be saying that throughout of the whole thing because unfortunately we got some issues on Facebook, so I always got to ask everyone to please like and please share if you're tuning in. If you come in on the conversation and anybody got anything they want to say, you can add to it. We will read your comments. So the first question that I have for everyone is, are you voting? We're going to start with that, and we'll start with Zoya and Steve.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I mean, we already voted.
Well,
so
we're already.
Oh, y'all early in the game. Okay.
Yes. Can't wait.
Early in the game. I see y'all. All right. Okay.
We trying to flip this Georgia blue.
Okay. Oh, shit is about to get in. We about to. Y'all don't even know what you just did just right there.
No. Come on.
Okay. All right. Adrian, are you voting? Where you at? Can you hear me? Hello, Adrian.
Nope.
It's on you. Okay, we're going to come back to Adrian. Adrian, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, and I don't know if you can hear us. Let's go to King Charlie Prince. King Charlie Prince, are you voting?
Not unless it's equal justice under the laws, but it got to be applied equally to all, regardless of creed, class, or color. It got to be equality of opportunity. In other words, equal membership in society with the best in civilized society, and it must be on a contract and agreed upon.
Okay, so that's a lot that he put in there. Adrian's camera just went out. I think she's gonna come back. I just told her that we can't hear. She said she can't hear us. Adrian, log in and log back out. Okay, so you guys, Zoya and Steve, y'all already voted, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me why? Why did you vote for who you voted for?
Well, I'll start first. I voted for Biden because this election is just far too important to vote the other way. Trump, there's, I mean, we could go all the way back to, the Central Park Five. At the end of the day, I mean, we just know who he is. And, at this point, you have to, not voting is not an option. In terms of the reason why I voted for Biden, number one, I have children and I'm a strong and firm believer in healthcare. So, really making sure that my children stay on my plan.
Okay.
Important to me because I remember being a young girl, in school and not having coverage when I was 18, 19. So that's just like one reason amongst many other reasons. But, that's really important to me. And of course, student debt. I don't want my kids to be in debt from going to school or God forbid anything happens to them while in school. So being underneath my plan is important. So
I've like Zoya, I voted for Biden too. I actually believe in Biden. I think he's going to do a good job. I think he's going to be, work with the former President Obama, and they're going to reenact some of the things that they put in together when they were in office. I mean, Trump wasn't an option for me. Listen to me. When someone tell you who they are, you got to believe them. Shithole country. Tell me a country where a black person ran it that ever did well. I mean, this is what the man is saying right now. This is not 20 years ago. We don't have to dig that up. So when someone is telling you who they are right now, then there isn't any options. And to vote, you have to vote. You know, if you don't vote, then why should anyone care about what you want if you're not going to be a part of picking the leaders? I mean, in my opinion.
Okay. I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
All
Okay.
right. I think I missed that question. I'm sorry.
Yes. No, it's okay. So I'm just going to catch you up really quick. What I asked was, are you voting? That was the first question. And if so, well, let's start there. Are you voting?
No.
You're not voting. Okay. All right. So Zoya and Steve voted already. I'm not sure if you heard. King Charlie Prince gave a whole long list of why that if he vote, there has to be reasons why he would need to vote in order for him to vote. And you said you're not voting. Now I'm gonna give you, we haven't voted yet. And I'm gonna speak for myself. I can't speak for Ray because we don't always agree on everything, and that's all good, right? But as far as for me, I'm kind of stuck in the middle of, do I vote at all or do I not vote? That's where I'm at. I'm really not sure who the hell to vote for, because I'm just gonna be honest, and this is just my the way I feel. As a Black woman in America, I can't see where either party is going to solve Black people's problems. That's just the way I look at it. I can't see it. I see us as solving our own issues, not looking to white guys to do it. I'm just going to say it like that. So, King. Now the next question.
Oh, I didn't get my.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I apologize.
Come on, Ray.
Take over.
Leave me going in, boy. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say right now, as far as president, I'm not on board with that yet. But because we live in New York, I don't really feel like voting for president in New York really matters for us, because New York always votes blue regardless.
Absolutely.
So what I'm looking at more is who we're gonna have down ballot is more concerning to me when it comes to Black people than the president.
Agreed.
So that's what I'm looking at.
Can I just say something?
Sure.
What bothers me the most is when they come up with this slogan about vote for the lesser evil. Now, voting for the lesser evil is like saying vote for the man that's going to cut off your hands and your feet but not kill you. But don't vote for the one that's going to kill you. So now we stuck between a hard rock and a hard place. Like, I don't want to be tortured and I don't want to be killed either. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So how do we deal with something like that? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. So,
well, for me, I think we need to focus on the local level, like voting for the school district over who's over our justice center, who's over our courts. We don't talk about that because they don't publicize that, right? They only talking about what's happening now because they need our energy votes to fill this election. But we don't even know when the school board voting. We don't even know when our local justice is voting, because those are the ones with the power. Those are the ones with the decision making over our kids' education, over the policies. Those are the ones really with the power. Not the president, yes, but the locals. We don't vote on that. How many? If you actually go to one of those town board meetings, most 90, I want to say 85% of them is not Black. We don't go.
And they're empty.
So that's where it should start with. It should start with that. We should be advocating for that. Who's over the criminal court system? Who's over, like I said, more importantly, the school district? To me, that's very, very important, because that's the one educating our kids. And most of us have complaints about the educational system.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm going to say this whole system is by design, especially when it comes to Black people, because for Black people, we have been taught to only matter about election during the president. Nobody is knocking at your door until the president is up for re-election.
Yep.
It is a new president running. So we as our Black people have to start thinking more than just every 4 years, because that's the only time we matter. And then even then, after they get our vote, they go, well, they're not concerned about anything for the next 4 years anyway.
Exactly.
So we have to change that about ourselves and stop, because unfortunately, when you see on the news a Black man unarmed shot by a cop who has a record or a history of violence, and nothing gets done, that's because we're not doing what we're supposed to do locally.
Absolutely.
So let me ask this question. Zoya and Steve had said that they voted already and they felt that it was a need to do it. They said they were trying to turn their state where they're at blue, and they felt like they cannot have another 4 years of Trump, right? Did I get that right? Did I thing in your mouth? Okay. And King Charlie Prince said, "The hell with all this." He gave a list of reasons, which I can't even recite back. If you want to do it, that's fine. But Adrian,
yes,
you said that you're not voting.
No, I mean, I'm not voting because, one, first of all, I'm a Trump supporter. So, hey, guys, just want you to put that out there. Okay. But if I was to vote, it would be for Trump. I'm an action-oriented person, and I like to see action. But I just feel that they put candidates in front of us. So I don't feel that we have a vote for our candidates. Let's just say I don't think the majority of people who voting for Biden and the Democrats actually wanted Biden as a candidate, right? They just voting to get Trump out of office for whatever particular reason, but they don't really care for Biden. So who put Biden in place? Who actually, how many people actually went to vote to put Biden in the primaries versus the other candidates? You had some very good candidates on that stage that could have actually been good contenders to go against Trump. Why did they put Biden? Whoever the powers to be put Biden in place. So really, how important is our vote?
Well, that would also start with how Black people, when we go out to vote, we do not show up for primaries either.
Exactly.
So that's another issue that we have when it comes to the voting, because we have been systematically taught that our vote don't count. So when we don't show up to primaries, we don't show up every 2 years to vote, we get whoever they put in office.
Okay. All right. So
can you jump in there?
What'd you say?
Can I jump in?
I didn't hear. I'm sorry.
Can we jump in? Can we?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Go ahead in.
So first of all, I voted for Biden in the primary. So I think one of the things that we heard a lot last time is that our vote don't count and why do we vote? And Trump got in that way. And we look at one of the biggest things that he did and will be his legacy is the Supreme Court. Absolutely. And the Supreme Court touches us all. So the justices that he's put in there will be there for the next 30 years. And when we talk about local issues, voting for local people, everything ends up in the Supreme Court. So whether it be gerrymandering, changing the ways that our election district looks, the Supreme Court will have a hand in that. When you talk about the census to determine our Congress people, the Supreme Court will have a hand in that. So these issues that we talk about, these local issues, can be affected by these three justices that Donald Trump put in. So unfortunately, when we say, well, the president doesn't matter, it does matter. And when you have someone that's in charge of a multi-trillion-dollar budget, that's important because eventually that's the money we need to help our community. So we're not disattached to the presidency. It's very important. So I voted for Biden. I believe in that. I believe he will be an extension. He's not perfect, but he'll be an extension of President Obama, which I supported.
Okay, let me just say to everybody, thank you for tuning in. If you're tuning in right now, please hit like and please share this live. Please hit like and please share this live. Big shout out to Gloria, India, and Life is Now, and everybody else that's on the check-in. Sorry if I didn't get to your name. I want to read a comment from Life is Now. He said, he's talking about Biden. He said, He even said, if Biden wins, Black people will take over your neighborhood. So I believe that he's talking about Trump. Big shout out to Doug. I see you. I believe that he's talking about Trump. Black people taking over your neighborhood. Now, as far as how you guys feel about who you voted for, tell me if you believe that if either one of these candidates are racist.
Well, I'll go back first. I think one of the things I was kind of, I think we as people, as a society, we use the term racist a lot. But I think you really have to go back to understanding what is a racist and how are we looking at a racist, or who do we pinpoint you're racist, this person's a racist, or whatever may have you. Now, my concern is, I went back, I said one of the things we got to look at when it comes to racist or racism is the structures that perpetrate that. It's not just looking at a person as being racist, but also looking at the system in which everything goes together. That can also be another form of racism. And I say that because one of the things that Trump is doing, he's using different methods and different models to put his plan out there, and people are running with it, all because of that same system that he's putting out there. It's my race. My race is better than this race, and jump on this board, as opposed to going the other way. And I think too many people, we kind of buy into that. So, and do I feel that our president is, listen, at the end of the day, the man, who has a team show up and give them what was it, Burger King or McDonald's? I think that's an insult in itself. So.
What's good, Gary Price? King Charlie Prince, you're kind of quiet over there. I'd like to hear from you.
Well, to me, Trump is very cocky, but he is also a businessman, and he's for the people.
Agreed.
With money. He's not for the poor, whether you white or black. If you poor, he can't benefit from that. That's how I see it. Now, Biden, on the other hand, is a user. He knows what to say and when to say it. He would say things to tickle our ears. And this is just to make us fall victim and vote for him. Usually when you vote for people their age, they have that racist mindset. They stay set in their ways.
Yep.
And I want to add to that. As far as, I feel as far as Biden's concerned, his known mentor was a KKK grand wizard. So like he said, he said it his ways. He is not for the black people at all. He's not interested. He just want to exploit us. He want to exploit our struggle, our need for hope, our need for acceptance. This is why he used those emotionally charged words to get what he wants. And like I said, he has a history of segregation. He has a history of racist behavior, a long-standing history of racist behavior in office. And everybody knows that. That's why his own running mate, Kamala, said at the primaries, you are a racist. She pointed it out, and she held him accountable for the things he said. So, but that quickly went to the left because he is viewed as a good candidate because he was the vice president to Obama, which Obama probably didn't even choose him. He just know he couldn't trust Hillary because Hillary is who Hillary is. So he put her in the Secretary of State, and he had a chosen running mate. That's why the vice president Biden didn't really have a real role in anything that was going on in the Obama administration. And you can look back, you don't even see any evidence that he even did much because they knew he wasn't capable. He just had 47 years in office and probably very high connections. So, but Obama had a struggle with him himself. This is why he got the worst running mate. So to me, if I was to vote, I could not vote for Biden. His history himself, the way he treats us black people, to me, is offensive and disrespectful. I couldn't do it.
All right.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say it like this: 45 presidents and black people's struggle is still the same. We had a black president, so that our issues did not change. He didn't make no attempt. And I'm not gonna call anybody out specifically for being racist, because the system is set up to be the way it is. It's not I don't care who was in there. Like I said, we had a black man who was in there, and the system still stayed the same for our people. So I don't care who you put in there as a president. It is not gonna change unless we start changing who we decide we want in there. And we, unfortunately, we don't. It's not enough of us to step up and say, you know what, this is who we want.
Oh shoot!
And let me say this, right?
Okay, go ahead.
See, whether you're a president or not, if you're a president, there's some other people pulling strings. You're not just the president because you're a puppet. See what I'm saying? They got higher powers that's pulling strings. And if you don't do what they say, you come up, something go wrong, they start talking, having the media talk down on you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or make the people don't like you anymore. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And the thing is, Trump, he bold. He don't care what he say. They want Biden because Biden is probably one of them guys that's gonna submit. You know what I'm saying? But we already know once you're a president, you're only a president of a federal corporation because the United States only means a federal corporation. You understand? That's like me owning a business and I make you the president of that business. Okay? You can go into the US code and you'll see that the United States means federal corporation. So who is the real president? You see what I'm saying? He's just a president of a corporation, but you got other people pulling strings on higher levels. And if you don't bow down and do what they say, something end up happening, like Kennedy. You see what I'm saying?
Zoya, Steve, do y'all have any comments to say to that? I want to play a video for you guys real quick.
Well, I don't know. It just goes back to what I said. I know we're saying that if we talk about history, we can vote for anybody, but if we're talking about when someone is telling me they're racist to my face right now, that's what I'm looking at. I know 5 young people that wouldn't be alive if Trump had his way. They're called the Central Park 5. When he took I don't understand how we look past that. People talk about Trump as bold. He's a bold racist. I mean, if you like that, someone to tell you in your face that you're an ass and you accept that, if you tell me that you hate me in my face, I'm not going to cheer for you because you had the audacity to tell me in my face you hate me. I'm not going to support you. You know, when I look at some of the issues that Trump did when he came into office, one of the things he dialed back was the Department of Justice investigating some of these issues that affect us. He dialed that back. Some of the regulations that help us in our community when it comes from pollution, he dialed that back. So I don't know how that's bold when the issues that he dialed back directly hurts us. Some of the issues he want to get rid of, affirmative action, that directly affects us. When we talk about the issues of Obamacare, my family member benefited from that. My aunt, she had cancer, and her bill was, I'm assuming, was a couple $100,000 her treatment. She never had to pay for anything because Obamacare, that we call Affordable Care Act, kicked in. One of the things we talk about, having kids so we can keep our kids. So these are real issues. So when people say they don't see what President Obama did or some of the legacies, I don't know what you're talking about. President Trump, a businessman, he's a failed businessman. We talking about a man that's heavily in debt, and we're congratulating him as this businessman from all the hotels he left because they're going under. So we as a people have to do our homework. We can't say this guy is great because he's like the wizard. He's selling us false gold because if you do a little background check, it's garbage. His son-in-law is a slumlord in Baltimore with thousands of apartments that are filled by black people with rats and roaches. And we're saying that they're business people. No, they're crooks that are taking money from our community and putting in their backs while they're talking down to us. And I can't support that.
Then I guess on top of that, I mean, I'm sorry, let's not forget the whole birth certificate. When it came to President Obama, our first black president, and just the whole, you got to produce this. He's not in this country. He's not from here. Like, come on, like just. I don't get it. And like I said, I still don't get when people just have the option of I'm not going to vote as if, you have a personal relationship with this person. You know, I think sometimes we as a people get caught in a mindset of, oh, that's my best friend or my aunt or somebody. That's the only way I'm going to vote for him. Like, you know, not voting is not an option.
Okay, let me just say this.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me just say this. Right? I'm not saying that Trump have a clean record. He might do have a dirty record, but we can't act like Biden don't have a clean, like Biden has such a clean record. You know what I'm saying? They both have dirt behind them. Okay?
Absolutely.
It's just what the media does. If the media wants to play down Trump, they're gonna do that. If they want to uplift Biden, they're gonna do that. That's why it's called tell lie visions, because it tells lies to your vision and it programs you. And if they keep playing it over and over and over, you're gonna start to believe it. You understand? And facts, that don't mean nothing either, because I can come up with facts, but then somebody else gonna come up with a fact too, and then we're gonna be back to back against each other again. And then I go back and get facts, and then they come back with facts, and we'll still be at step one again. So I don't believe what the media does.
I'm sure if we go into anybody's closet, you might find some type of dirt.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
Am I not going to vote because whatever my perception is of that person?
Well, one thing I will say is that you're absolutely right. If you say a lie enough times, people will start to believe it. So I guess when you say you're the best president for Black people since Lincoln, people will eventually start to believe that. So I guess you are right with that. If you say some ridiculous, something that's so ridiculous over and over again, people are going to start to believe it. So maybe you're right.
It's like a song. I don't have to like this song, but you keep playing it over and over and over.
Yeah.
I'm singing it.
But I want to go back. I know when you talk to people about Trump, they talk about his businesses and what if you know, he's a 10-figure earner. Okay, so he's going to have debt. He's going to have repositional debt. He's going to have bankruptcy. And that's, if you at that level, you're going to know how to strategically diversify your money. He's at a whole different level. Unless you understand that level, he's going to have tax debt. He's going to have state IRS debt. He's going to have bankruptcies. He's still going to own a lot of things, right? Because that's what you do at that level. The problem comes with Biden. How is Biden acquiring his money, right? Through government contracting. So what he's doing is he's using his power and manipulation as a political official, and now he's getting contracts from overseas, from different countries, from international. He's getting procurement deals. I've dealt with politicians. What they do is business people like Trump had their pockets. How do you think Trump got those buildings? He got those buildings as a nonprofit because he had a nonprofit organization, his foundation. He could get a building in a city for $1. Look it up. Why? Because he's used the system the same way his taxes. He's using tax codes. Why? Because these people in the political system allowed him to, because he gave them hefty donations. He knew how to pad their pockets. That's why he knows their secrets. He knows all about those corrupt politicians. We've been saying it for years. Those corrupt politicians who take money from business people to do what? Get tax incentives, tax breaks, buildings. They do it all the time. So Trump being a failed businessman, again, he sold those hotels. He has the royalties of his name. Trump Hotel, that's he gets paid for his name to be on that building, in which he don't own. He been had an acquisition deal years before he became president. But a lot of people don't know that because they're not telling them that. But like he said, all they're going to do in the media is make Trump look like a failed businessman. These last 4 years, I can show 100+ things in which Trump has done for not only Black people, for Americans, for us. And like you said, he may not be nice. He may not be kind or all those things. He may be an asshole, but he damn sure can run this country. He's going to run this country. He's going to be stern. He's going to be firm. He's going to look for growth. And he's not going to continue to give us handouts. And that's what Biden want to keep us depressed, deprived. and he wants to keep us dependent. That's what he wants us to do.
Well, I definitely would like to get that list of 100 things because I'm still trying. But I will say, I will say this: when you talk about Trump, is this the same Trump that when he came into office, he would not resolve his companies? He put in his sons. The same Trump that have people that have government officials staying in his hotel, paying him why they stay in his hotel.
I'm not understanding what you're saying. Okay, so wait.
That has a daughter with 25 Chinese patents that no one else can get. So when we talk about corruption, we got it live in effect with this president right now. Live in effect.
Most products that we get come from China. Right? Okay, so because his daughter, before he became president, she got the business deals from China.
No, he was president when he was right there. That was directly tied to him becoming president. And the hotels that officials stay in, he's president. Why are they staying in Trump Hotel and putting money in his pocket?
So because officials stayed in his Trump hotel, why is that a problem?
Because it's corruption. It's corruption.
But why is it all they're gonna do is pay $200 a night?
No, they're not paying $200 a night. They're not. They're staying in the best suites, and they're paying.
Why is that? Okay.
That's a good one.
$200 a night to stay in the president's Trump hotel. No.
Over the country.
Oh. I wish it was $200 a night.
I'm gonna break ice with this.
Okay, wait.
$200 a night.
Those taxes on what he's doing.
Let me just give some shout outs real quick. Big shout out to Ed. I see you. Doug said Trump as our president has underperformed. So his performance as the president, he needs to go. Big shout out to DJ Cisco. Big shout out to Diana. Big shout out. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going through the comments, but I can't read. Big shout out to Tanya on the check-in. And Gary Price said that Trump was a KKK. No, Biden. Somebody was a KKK member that reversed their views. Now, I just want to respond to one thing, and then you guys can have the floor. And this was to as far as the voting, Zoya. As far as people, you don't know how people can say that they don't want to vote. And let me explain my position on that. I understand both parts because for me, I try to be as best as I can a critical thinker to be able to understand both sides. Now, one thing that when people say you got to vote or our ancestors died for us to vote, I don't think they died for us to just make any vote. I believe they died for us to make a conscious vote. So for years, I've been giving away my vote to the Democratic Party because that's what I've really been brainwashed to do without expecting anything back. So like I'm not a Trump fan at all either, but I'm not a Biden fan as well because I believe that at the end of the day, us as Black people, we have to know how to come together, put our money where our mouth is, and use our economical power to get what we want, just like the Jews do. They go behind the scenes. They don't care, and they're not married to a certain party. They go behind the scenes, and they use what they got to get what they want, right? And we are the only people that, and I love the conversation, but us as Black people we're the most divided, okay? We are the most divided, and we're the only ones that don't know how to come together and use the power that we have to get what we want. We place our money, and I'm not saying this to anyone here or for myself, I'm just speaking as a people. We place our money in things that does not give us any value or any power. We put it more in material things. So I'm not going to just give my vote away anymore. I need to know what I'm going to get in return. I'm not just giving it away. And that's why I said, I don't know when and if I'm going to vote. That's why I made that statement. So,
okay, so let me just kind of, speak to what you're saying.
Okay.
I think one of the problems, Trump is in office because of so many people taking a position of not voting, okay? I believe the stats were like 90%, a lot of Black women voted, but then a lot of Black men did not vote, as well as a lot of white women didn't vote for Trump, for Clinton. So my concern is I understand when people have different positions in terms of, maybe this person is not, how what I'm looking at. You had a lot of Bernie Sanders vote. Let's not forget that Bernie Sanders last time around went all the way to the end when it came to Hillary Clinton, when it came to that time. And that really hurt her at the end of the day. But then you had a lot of people that just pretty much stayed home and didn't vote. And so we have this man in office. And at the end of the day, he was able to put look at what's happening during that time. So even if a person is saying, okay, I'm not crazy about the presidency, but look at what he was able to do. You got 3 Supreme Court justices that's in office. So now when everyone's protesting and we want to change laws, everything happens at the Supreme Court. So we'll eventually end up at the Supreme Court, yes. But at the end of the day, then what?
Okay.
Real quick. Okay.
Right after Ray said this, after they make his statement, I'm going to play a 1-minute video that I want you guys to listen to. It's KRS-One and Mike Epps. They have a conversation on the voting, and I would like y'all feedback on that. But go ahead.
Yeah, real quick, I'm gonna piggyback off of Steve, what you said earlier about Trump. My dislike for Trump has nothing to do with him politically. Me is more personal because when you go back to the Central Park 5, I never forgot that because I was one of those kids hanging out in Central Park. I could have been one of those kids that did that time for a crime that I didn't commit. That's where my dislike comes from him. As far as politically, I don't look at.
I mean, if you think about it.
Wait, can I comment on that? Can I comment on, because I hear a lot of people talking about Trump being racist because of the Central Park 5, right? Okay, so they forget the fact that Trump called us jungles, forget the fact that he called a black official a nigga on camera. We forgot about all that. Okay, so Trump made an opinion based on what was being told at the time. At the time, those kids were guilty. We didn't find out till years later that those kids were innocent. The system, the democratic system, again, the prosecutor, the judge, the police department aggressively pursued these black kids. Now, Trump came in as a public figure and made a public plea based on these 5 black kids that the aggressive system had now put these kids in a position for everybody to talk about. Was it racist? I don't think it was racist, because I know if my grandmother was attacked by 5 white men, 5 white men don't believe, I'm gonna think every white man is no good. Is that racist, or is it an emotional position?
Wow.
I'm just
so we might as well just, if we're gonna let white people out by saying that they can call for our debts because a system has said that they committed a crime. Remember, Trump was not an ordinary citizen. He leveraged these kids for his own personal gain. When he took that out, that was to benefit him. It wasn't a person that was looking for justice. He was looking at what he always looks for, media attention, and he was using it on the backs of black kids that didn't have anyone to support them. So to be able to say, well, because someone alleges, people have been alleging, black people have been doing things since this country's been here. So if your response is, well, hey, if someone alleges that, I'm going to go with it, then we all be gone now. Anyone can make an allegation in a country with a racist history.
Look at Emmett.
Wait. Biden said, since we talk about history, Biden said he did not want his kids. Forget about the crime bill. We know the crime bill, which for some reason people forget about the crime bill that destroyed family, generations, and they were targeted. To extinguish black families, to extinguish black power, because the black power comes from the man. Okay, so they okay with the woman because that they know the woman can be controlled by the children. So they wanted to take away the power, and that's the strength, and that's the man. So Biden was a facilitator on that. Why? Because he was appealing to his mentor, the KKK people behind, in which he sits there and he supports them, he congratulates them all the time. Now we forget about that, right? We don't talk about that, right? And we also talk about Biden he was strong in his segregation, just like Kamala said. I was the little girl on the bus that you didn't want. Your white kids integrating with the black kids. We forgot about that. He was in office. He was a decision maker. Trump, you're right, a celebrity. He may have been an influencer, but Biden was an official with decision-making powers. But we forget about that when we voting for this man that we don't think is a racist.
So we're judging. We're judging for the death. We're judging calling for the execution and death of 5 young kids versus busing. That's what we have here. We're saying that's equal. He called for the death of 5 young kids, and we're saying that's equal to busing.
Okay, no. What I'm saying to you is that those 5 young kids were accused and convicted by the media, by the system, and all of that. We didn't believe those 5 young kids until later. Okay, everybody suspected.
I mean, you didn't believe them. Maybe you didn't believe them.
Everybody suspected those kids were not guilty, but at that particular time, those kids were guilty. Okay?
Why? I don't understand.
Why? Like why?
And you gotta understand.
Why? Because the prosecutor said it was. They went to jail for it. That's why.
Why did you believe that they were guilty?
Why did you believe? You already said we live in a system that take advantage of black men, and you are saying you believe in the system when they accuse black men. So
no, that's not what I said. I said Biden, the candidate.
You just now said you believe. You said you believe back then. No, you said you believe back then.
No. I said.
Rewind the tape. You said that you believe.
Biden is the crime bill guru.
We got to rewind that tape because 2 minutes ago you said you believe they were guilty, and now it was
real quick. I'm gonna respond to
you. Don't say we.
Let me ask you a question.
Because I was a young black man.
No,
try to get in there.
Wait, let me ask you a question. Wait. How many black people you know protested because they believed those 5 kids were not guilty? Now,
a lot of people protested. A lot of people protested. Who protested back then?
Not one person protested. Not one person protested.
Yes, there was.
Al Sharpton, no Ben Crump, not one person protested.
All right, let's tap in. King Charlie Prince.
I'm sorry, King Charlie.
It's okay.
Yeah, real quick, I'm gonna say on the crime bill, okay?
What we have to understand is that.
Steve, hold on. What's that?
Real quick. On the crime bill, I'm gonna say this. What happened was, yes, Biden might have been the one who started that bill up, right? But we have to understand, this bill was not done by him alone. You had the Black Congressional Caucus that signed off on it. You had this didn't just get signed by the president and say, hey, this one guy signed it. Everybody was a part of this. So when we look, and you got to also look at the time when this was done. This was the time at the height of crack cocaine in every black neighborhood. So it wasn't just white people calling for change. It was black people also. So
I mean, one of the things I agree. I mean, I remember growing up. I had family that was selling crack, and I had family members that were addicted to crack.
In the black neighborhood?
What I'm saying to you is that
what in the black people?
Hold on, guys. Please let Charlie Prince get his word in really quick.
I'm sorry, Charlie Prince.
Okay.
What I'm saying back then, we forget how these neighborhoods were, where you could go out and a little kid could get shot and killed. You know, I remember being that little kid and having families addicted. And you know what? I really didn't care too much when someone got locked up for crack because I saw directly what it was doing to people in the community that I love. And I had family members that were selling drugs. And I had family members that were suffering from it. So we could talk about how did it get to the neighborhood, but as a 10-year-old kid, I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking, why are you giving something to someone that makes them want to sell themselves or leave their kids in the middle of the night? I wasn't thinking about the overall picture. And maybe I should have, but at 10 years old, I'm thinking directly like, you're black. Why would you give it to another black person when you know it's killing them? That's what I see.
Okay, really quick. I'm so sorry, guys. Look, I got. All right, we're gonna slow that down for a minute. King Charlie Prince, please go time, and he's been waiting to speak. He's been patiently waiting. It's getting a little heated a little bit. But go ahead.
First thing we have to understand is that he who prescribes the diameter of your thinking and learning controls the circumference of your activities.
There's a popping noise.
I'll say it again. He who prescribes the diameter of your thinking and learning controls the circumference of your activities. It's like a doctor. When he prescribes you medication, he knows exactly what it's going to do. Okay? So when they enlighten us with this negativity and they, again, play it over and over, and we start to believe in it, then we're going to say the brothers that was convicted for the Central Park jogger is guilty because they played it constantly over and over and over. So we just fell victim to it because this is how they promote stuff. You understand?
Okay.
So yeah, at one point, we started believing that they did do it. But when you become self-conscious, you start to dig in deep and find out the real truth. And it's sad that they had to go through all of this before they found out that they was innocent. You know what I'm saying? That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, all right. And you're talking about the central part.
They have DNA like that back in the day.
Listen, let me play this video for you guys real quick.
DNA testing. I'm sorry.
We're talking about voting. So, Ray, I want to get y'all opinion on what KRS-One is saying here. And tell me, please, everyone, we're going to start with Zoya, Steve, King Charlie Prince, then Adrian. We're going to play this video, and then I want to hear you guys' feedback.
Everybody, and if you're into voting and all of that, do your duty and urge everybody around you to go ahead and do that, no question. But some of us missionaries, and we already, the voting is a joke. The money that's involved, and on top of that, that electoral college, where you're not really voting for a president, you're voting for a member of the electoral college who then votes for the president. Dang.
Okay. All right, sorry for the echo. Oh shit, it's still playing.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix that.
Give us a second. Did you hear what he said? I'm sorry about the echo. Were you guys able to make what KRS-One said?
Yeah,
He's 100% correct.
Okay, so all right, we're starting with King Charlie Prince because he's always so patiently waiting. Because then we go with AJ, so Steven Sawyer. Okay, so King Charlie Prince. You heard what KRS-One said. Everybody heard what he said. So tell me if you agree with him and do you think your vote really counts?
All right, check this out, right? This is how it goes, right? The Republican and Democratic Party is another political fraud. These political parties are actually the product of one large political conspiracy, and all of the candidates chosen for the highest positions in government are not chosen by party members or the public, but are pre-selected by the royal and elite, and each approved candidate must swear an allegiance to and render a pledge to adhere or stick to the demands of these corporate directors and masters. In reality, our so-called right to vote in America is actually about slave registration. Every applicant is asked if they are a United States citizen or other. And a U.S. citizen is defined or stated in all law dictionaries as a corporate entity. So your vote really means nothing during an election because the electronic voting machines are rigged.
All right, and that's King Charlie Prince's take on that. Thank you, King Charlie Prince. We're going to go to, what's that, Black Law Dictionary. Okay. Okay. Who wants to go? Adrian or Zoya, Steve? Which one of you guys you want to start? Zoya?
Yeah,
he said it all. He said it all. He's 1,000% right. That's why he said it all.
So you're in agreement with him, and you don't have anything to add. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
My point is this. He has a point, yes, obviously, but I would say that if I believe that, then we would not have had President Obama. You know, obviously, numbers matter. People came out for the first time. A lot of young people voted, and we had our president. We had President Obama. So obviously the numbers, it matters. So if I had to kind of say it doesn't matter, or then the numbers at the end of the day are not going to lie when people show up. It's when people don't show up. You know, what do we expect if you don't show up? If you show up, then obviously things will change.
Well,
don't vote. How we all just say take a stance and don't vote, and let's see who wins then. I promise you, it's going to be the same candidates that, like you said, the elite people who put them in office is still going to win.
So my question to you would be: somebody vote that way. Do you not vote? Do you stay at home because your perception is, you know, it's rigged? They already have who they're gonna have. So you know what? It doesn't matter. You know, if I felt that way, you know what? I would, you know, my kids wouldn't be able to go to certain schools. They wouldn't be able to ride on the bus that they ride on. When you have diverse children, you have all these different kids. So if I felt a certain way, then you know what? Things would never change.
The way I look at it, I look at politics as politricks, okay? One that you think is for you is in cahoots with the one that ain't for you. That's like your lawyer going against my lawyer, but at lunchtime we having lunch together. You know what I'm saying? Laughing. But then when they get back in the courtroom, they going against each other. It's a political con game to me. That's how I see it.
Steve, how do you feel?
Well, actually going back to what he said about the electoral college, and you know, there is some truth in that. I mean, originally the system was made up to keep the southern states from succeeding, and it's based on race. But if we're ever going to change that, we have to play a part. So abdicating our responsibility to vote or be a part of the process, I don't see how we change that. And if we really want to change it, you know, I go back to the Supreme Court. You know, most of the laws that come into effect will be challenged and will end up in the Supreme Court. And we know that now the court is affirmatively conservative. And, you know, so a lot of the issues that we're complaining about, we've lost out in a big way to affect, because Trump, his legacy will be those 3 justices that he put in. And the 30 years they'll be in office and the ability to affect our lives. So when we talk about local issues, all those issues will end up in the Supreme Court. So when you talk about communities, you talk about our elected officials, we talk about how we spend our funds, we talk about school boards, all those things end up in court, and eventually they make it to the Supreme Court. And guess what? There's going to be a 6-3 split that leans conservative. So even if we are becoming more brown as a country, that Supreme Court is white, and they're going to give decisions that are not going to be able to be challenged because they're white, and that's going to affect us, and that's going to be the legacy that we have to live with, because we decided that our vote doesn't matter and we don't want to play a part in the system. I think
I have a question for my Biden people. I have a question. Mm-hmm. So Biden has a strong position on changing children's gender. Let's just say, I'm just going to say gender reconstruction. He stated at a town hall meeting, he stated again yesterday, he believes in LGBT equality, and he believes in changing kids younger than 8. Okay, younger than 8. As I stated in one of my other posts that I had, I have a friend of.
We lost.
I'm sorry. I think I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I have a friend who's a PhD candidate. I mean, she's a PhD. I'm sorry, in Florida. She said when I posted it about what Biden said and how his Biden supporters feel about it, which I got nothing. She said she went to a roundtable discussion, and they're preparing the therapists and the psychiatrists and psychologists for children as young as 2 and 3 to have gender reconstruction surgery. So, like I said, the reason why they do that, because if you, as Biden say, we're going to listen to the science, right? So if the scientists say it's okay for a child 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to make an informed decision based on their developing competency, for them to be able to say, I want to change my gender, I want to be a boy and a girl, or whatever the case may be, that's going to be a law. It's going to be okay, right? So how do you guys feel? Because Biden is 1,000% in support of that. How do you feel about that?
So let me answer your question. Number one, I'm already in school for the same thing that you're speaking about. So what I'm telling you is that stuff is already on the book. So if you're speaking in terms of what is Biden going to do, right now a judge can make that decision to say, if you're a child, yes, if your child says this is the gender that I want to go into, then that's the gender, you know. So
a child as young as 2 to 8 cannot go into the judge without parental consent. Cannot. Listen to what I'm saying. Cannot go to the judge and say that they want to change their gender. No, they cannot. Because the first thing they're going to do is refer them to a psychiatric evaluation. That's the first thing they're going to do. Again, I've been a therapist. I have a couple of master's degrees. I've been a therapist for a very, very long time. But what I'm saying to you is that right now, this is what Biden said. He is going to make that the first thing he said. The first priority is gender equality. That it's okay for a child 2 and 3 and 4 to be able to say that they want to change their gender. How is that okay? That's not been on the books.
My concern to you is, you know, it doesn't even sound like you're voting either way. Are you voting either way? So it really wouldn't matter either way, right?
I'm asking Biden supporters, how do you feel about this man's
you know what I was telling you is, as a Biden supporter, number one, I'm a human, I'm very religious. Okay, now there are some things that I do believe in that I don't believe in, but at the end of the day, like I said, voting is not an option. Okay, so that's, you know, so for people that will sit there and say, okay, I don't believe in that, so I'm not gonna, and you're not gonna vote, you're not gonna do anything other than sit where you sit and then talk and then say, okay, well, how do you feel about this? When really your reality is, I'm just not gonna vote at all.
I got something to say real quick, all right? And I'm gonna start right from the beginning with the KRS-One thing, okay?
Okay.
Real quick on the KRS-One thing, I don't believe we should take any of our advice from celebrities. I'm gonna just say it just like that. Celebrities
Why
do not.
Is that?
Wait a minute. Let me step back.
Yeah, that's not a shot at you, King, because you know, but there's some, you know, and KRS-One is right to a specific, but he's also misleading because he only speaks about the president, but he doesn't speak about voting locally, and that's where a lot of change is made. Now, to what Adrian said about the changing kids' genders, you know, that unfortunately that's a problem in politics, where politicians stay in personal business, and that's where we got to get, where we got to stop letting these politicians control our personal life. If a mother decides what she want to do with her child, that is on the mother.
Can I say something really quick to that? For me, I'm not really with it. I think that a kid at a certain age, their brain has not fully developed in reasoning. You know what I mean? So for someone to be able to say that they are able to make that decision, sorry about that, to make that decision, I disagree with that. That's my opinion. You know, like, so everybody understands. Y'all take psychology. I took it. We all know that you got to get a certain age before your brain even can reason properly. But I will say to you, Ray, as far as the celebrities, I don't think that we should exclude them. They're human beings just like we are, with the same rights that we have. So to say that they don't have a position in place, why not?
No, I didn't say they didn't have a position. I'm not going to say what it is some of these celebrities. I'm not going to say all of them. Mm-hmm. A lot of them, what his specific statement was misleading, because yes, he is right on the electoral part of the voting, but he is wrong when he says your vote don't count locally. And I
didn't hear locally. Maybe we cut it off.
No. What I'm saying, but when you say that, he needs to be, when you're a person in who can control the minds of people, you need to be clear on what you say. Because you got to make sure that when you say, hey, this, and this, you don't leave out something that can matter. And in voting, it's too broad to leave out the fact that locally your vote does count if you do it.
Cisco said it's child abuse to do that. And as far as that is concerned, I believe that I understand where you're coming from, but people should be smart enough to make their own decisions. I understand people do follow what other people say. These are influencers, right? So they influence you in your thinking. But this is exactly why people need to do their own research and educate themselves and not just hold one person accountable to be able to make their decision off of that. You got to be able to research stuff yourself. Now, I've got a question for everybody.
That's exactly why I said we shouldn't take the advice of a celebrity. Not all of them. If you're not going to do the research yourself, then you can't be listening to a celebrity and go, "Oh, his word is right."
Okay. All right. So here's the question that I have for everybody. Each individual, based off of your decision to vote, not to vote, thinking about voting, I want y'all to all tell me what change do you think will come about based off of your decision that you made or you're going to make?
You want to start first?
Whoever wants to go.
All right, say that again. I'm sorry because I had to switch mics. I put my headphones in, so I hit static.
That's okay. Based off of your decision, whether it's to not vote, to vote for Biden, to vote for Trump, or split down in the middle, based off of your decision, what change do you think will come about based off of your decision?
Okay, so one of my strong points that I support Trump on is human trafficking and child trafficking. That is very, very important. That is something that is not really talked about. People like it's been going on for years, like they're desensitized to it, like it's okay, like it's normal. It has been normalized that children have been victimized, like we just talked about with the changing the child's gender, or it's okay to have an abortion at 9 months and all of those things, knowing that the fetus is used in all types of things, right? So Trump to me supports a lot of Trump to me is opposed to a lot of those things. And that's what I support. I support his opposition on a lot of harm done to women and to children. So to me, that's what, if I was to vote, if I thought my vote would count, I would strongly vote for Trump. I support him 1,000%.
Okay, because you believe that the certain things that he's going to do is going to be a domino effect in helping kids, and certain things that's going on with the sex trafficking, with the am I safe to say the adrenochrome issue?
Well, the adrenochrome issue is because they use kids, and internationally, like I said, I had a nail tech who told me that her sister was walking down in a food court mall that they have in China, and they was just snatching kids right out. They tried to snatch her daughter right out from her because they sell those kids off. They sell them off in Africa, just like in Haiti when all those kids went missing under Hillary's watch. Nobody knows what happened to those kids. Nobody's asking. All those black kids, I just feel that that's where Trump to me is stopping. I think right now, when he closed the border, a lot of those celebs had a very hard time because they use a lot of human body parts for serums, facials, for youth serums. They use it for stem cell research. They do a lot of things with human body parts for monetary benefit.
Especially the liver.
Who said that?
Me, King.
Absolutely. And I think that's something that why the powers to be really hate Trump, and they teach hate of Trump, and because they don't want you to focus on what he's doing to stop their money. He's stopping their money.
Bingo.
He's stopping their money. He's stopping their money. Even if you look at like you said, Teresa, about how other cultures put their money with the candidate they feel that's going to best support them. Right now, you got the Jewish community. They're down there chanting Trump because they already met with Trump and they already met with Biden, who is going to best serve their community. And that's what the money they're going to put behind them because of what he's doing in Israel. And that's all I'm saying. That, and I mean, I know the racists and this and all of those, to me, remedial things. But what Trump is doing overall to really, really help us, a lot of people was not paying attention to or haven't researched. I mean, it's okay not to like his positions. It's okay not to like his policies. But what is he really doing to help them kids? Find those kids. He's finding a lot of kids. That's not being talked about because the television, as he said, is not promoting it. Why would they? They're part of the problem.
Okay. I just want to say, wait. I just want to say, Adrian, I don't know who the hell Teresa is. My name is Lady Miz.
My bad. My bad.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that.
My bad.
The news in general. No, I mean, today's news is bull anyway. Because to me, news is if they telling you, hey, this guy got hit by a car down the block. A lot of what you see, especially the major news networks like MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, that's opinions. Everything, whenever somebody uses the word "this," I think, or what I believe, or any of that, and any phrase like that where they're giving their opinion is not news. Okay. And we have been there. I'm gonna say this all actually really started at 9/11, where news actually stopped being news. Because everybody everybody got on panel, started giving an idea of what they believe. Basically, what we're doing right now, just giving an opinion of what they think is the right thing, and they're not telling the truth anymore.
Let me just say this. I have to say this because I want to be considerate to Zoya and Steve's time. I know that you guys have something to do. I would love for you guys to stay, but I understand if you have to go. I know that y'all have plans to do something else. I'm just putting that out there. If you could take your phone with you and hop back on, that's cool. But I don't want to hold y'all up with your personal stuff. So I want to just say that. But I would like to hear your feedback on the question. And if you need me to restate it, please let me know.
I'll let Steve go in because we gotta hustle. I'll let Steve finish up.
Okay.
All right. Bye, yeah.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks again. Okay, Steve.
I basically say, hey, there is no perfect candidate, but I do believe that Joe Biden will do things to help our community. And I think overall, I think we fall into this trap of, well, I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to get involved, because ultimately you don't get involved and really no one cares about what you say. When people say, I'm not going to vote, and we saw what happened this last 4 years. If you think about what the coronavirus has done to our community, you've seen some of the things that the president has turned back. If you think about the president getting up in front of those police officers in Suffolk County, and when you talk about putting them in the car roughly, he's talking about Black people. I think sometimes we could say catchy things, and people could say catchy things online, but we really have to look at what we're trying to get achieved. And if we're trying to get achieved where it's a little bit more fair for us, then we have to be involved. If not, we'll be here 4 years and we will be saying the same thing. You have to be involved. It's not a perfect science, but from my standpoint, if we just say throw our hands up, we're just handing it over to people that don't care about us, and they'll be very happy to take it over. All right, guys. Thank you. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you guys once again. Cisco Coleman, if you want to chime in and come on, you have the link. I see that you're posting stuff in the comment section. Once again, I want to thank Zoya and Steve for coming in and giving their views and their points on how they feel about the running candidates and the election and voting, etc. Definitely appreciate that. Cisco, you got the link. Let's go. Don't be scared. Come on in. King Charlie Prince, let us hear from you.
What was that question again? Because y'all
I know. So my question was, based off of your decision, rather it's to vote, not to vote, or who you choose to vote for, what change do you think will come about based off of the choice that you make?
None, because what we want is a lot according to them. Even though they did so much to us, giving us freedom will cause them to lose control, and control to them is power.
Absolutely.
That is something they do not want to lose.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, Ray, how do you feel?
Right now, like I said, but I kind of addressed it in the beginning because we live in New York. I don't really feel like voting for the president really counts in New York because New York has always been a Democratic state. So
exactly what you said, Ray, is where the problem stems, because we keep restating the same problem, with the same solution, and that is don't vote Democrat. Okay, I'm not saying anything about Republican and Democrat, but if you're saying we've been having the same issue, same plight every 4 years, every 2 years, de Blasio, Cuomo, we know these people are the main issues. De Blasio and Cuomo. Why are they still in office?
I'm gonna tell you.
So my thing is, this is what I feel. I feel if I felt that my vote really would count, and I can see some policies and I can see some change. I mean, even a little bit, a measurable change. We can't even look back over if we do a cross-sectional research between the last 10, 15 years, and we would actually see a change, improvement. We would not see any change. We would actually see where we're going down, and we're getting worse. But let me just talk about one of the things that you said, which is very, very important, which is censorship. If you notice that right now, the media is running Biden's campaign. The media is promoting Biden so much. Biden ain't even running. He ain't even running. He's not even going to battlegrounds. When has Biden come to New York? Biden has not even hit New York. Why are we interested in even having this conversation about Biden? Biden don't even care enough to come to New York. Not one time did he rally here. Okay, how is it that okay for Democrats, but nobody cares? You know why? Because the media got people so subconsciously brainwashed that it's okay. So you got to look at it now.
I'm sorry. Can you come back on camera a little bit?
I'm sorry. But you got to look at it right now, the way things are going. Let me tell you how it's going. Why you think they have in Facebook and Twitter using their platform for now dominance? Because what they're going to do is what you're doing right now. You're offering awareness, education, information, and exposure. Those things change the mind. Just like King, what's your name? Prince Charles? King Charles? What's your name?
King Charles Prince.
King Charles. Just like King Charles Prince said, the one who controls the mind controls the world. And as long as they can continue to program up subconsciously and censor what we say, the people who oppose them, they can shut our platform down. Eventually, they're going to shut our bank account down. If we don't do what they say, they're going to shut our money system down. They're going to shut stuff down. That's ultimate control. So even if people may not like Trump is fighting for us to have the constitutional right to speak what we want to. Now, is Biden fighting for our constitutional right? Ask people that. A lot of people don't know.
And the funny thing about that, what you just said, I thought.
I'm sorry. I'm off the mic, but
it's okay.
Sorry.
I thought about what you said, and I came up to this. Like when Kunta Kinte tried to run for his freedom, they cut his foot.
Thank you.
Today, when you try to run for freedom, they cut your benefits.
Thank you. The
biggest problem with this whole system is
Bring Cisco on.
The biggest problem with all of this whole system is that you have two parties running that control to make sure that no other party comes in. So when you look at what's wrong, it's both systems. It's both the Republicans and the Democrats. It's not just one group, because they will not allow, like right now, if Black people decided we wanted our own party, we would have to choose a side. We would have to say, I want to be either a Democrat or a Republican. And that's what's wrong with the system. That's what changed.
Agreed.
That changes, just like Adrian said, we will not a measurable change until that system change. And then that is people finally standing up and saying, fuck both groups.
All right. Listen, I want to welcome DJ Cisco to the stage, everybody.
Hey!
Listen, DJ Cisco, you might miss some of the ground rules. We ask that even if you disagree, to please be respectful of people's.
Oh, hell no. It ain't going down like that. Happy Halloween, everybody.
I wanted to make sure I said that because because I know how you get. But listen, if y'all turn up, but I don't want to be responsible.
What's up, King?
Bring the smoke. Bring the smoke. Bring the smoke.
Oh, shit.
What's up, Evo?
It's on fire. Let it burn.
All right. What's up, Ray?
What's up, Cisco?
Chilling.
Why don't you?
Lady Miz.
I know you got a lot to say, and I'm sure you've been watching. So I'm gonna give you the floor and let you address anything that you want to speak on that we spoke on thus far.
Yeah, just want to talk about that media thing. Everything that we're seeing is lies. Even on Donald Trump's side, those 39 kids in Georgia, that's a lie. That never happened. There was no trailer full of kids. That's a straight out lie. Many administrations were hard on human trafficking and things of that nature. I'm anti-Trump for like many reasons. People just look at his business aspect and things that he could do, but he's not really a good businessman. He's been bankrupt 17, 18 times. He's all for his family wealth. All of this right here is just smoke screens to make his family wealthy. He is for white supremacy. That's who he's fighting for. And that means a lot to me. I didn't get more money back this last tax return. Did you guys get more money back? I got more money back with Obama.
Well, let me go back. First of all, I'm a business owner, so I'm not looking for money back. Why? Because I want to get paid all year long. Secondly,
I was talking about tax returns, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a tax return because I'm a business owner. So
okay, so that doesn't apply to you then.
Yeah. So what I'm saying to you, this is what I'm saying. Okay, I know about the white supremacy. I'm gonna dispute that because again, I don't know why you feel that way. If he support his own kind, Obama should have supported his own kind. I promise you, if you put Jose in there, them Spanish would have been hooked up. Okay,
yeah.
If you would have put Ming Lee in there, they all would have been hooked up. Okay, why Obama? Okay, think for 8 years we should have seen an improve on something, and we did not. You know why we did not? And we're going to say because the white man held him back. That is what we are programmed to say, that the white man keeps us down. It's the white man's fault. It's the system's fault. Listen, we can change lives. We can change. You can change. I've employed over 100 people, and I'm going to say 99.9% of them were Black. You know why? Because I made sure I target people who other companies like myself were not giving them a job. And so when people say that you can't make change, we can infect change at our level. We can create opportunities. Let me just explain. We had a 25th year of the Million Man March. Do you know if we march once a year, put $1 up, that's $1 million for 25 years. We can buy blocks.
Exactly.
But we're not doing that. You know why? Because we don't have Black leadership. We still waiting for Obama. Yeah, exactly.
Well, me personally, I'm not waiting for anybody in government to do shit for me and my family. So that's the misconception. I don't think these people are going to change my life individually.
So how can we make change? There we go. Lady Miz, let's create a collective alliance. How can we make change to help our own block by block by block?
Yes. What you're saying is absolutely right. And it goes back to some people of color just cannot get along to do the shit. So people start out trying to do it, and then bickering comes along, all kinds of egos come along, and then you end up being a business owner on your own.
And the funny thing about, sorry for cutting you off.
Go ahead.
But the funny thing about this is what she just said, buying up. Now, we used to play the game Monopoly. We should have learned that a long time ago.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to say one thing. When I was coming up as a kid, where I was raised, it was nothing but Black business owners.
Yep.
In Lawrence and Queens in the 80s and 70s. So they were all bought out and pushed out. The people that didn't actually own their properties, they were bought out and pushed out. And we never kind of regained after that. But I was raised knowing Black businesses, record shops, grocery stores, clothing stores on Merrick Boulevard. That's all I knew.
Let me tell you my experience. Like I said, I had 99 points. I would go into the projects, hire in the projects, and serve clients in the projects. So I changed the game. I paid my staff above market rate. Why? Because I felt that they deserved it. They were the one that kept my business growing and going. Now, when the white other businesses, my competitors, saw what I was doing, and now the Black parents were transferring all of their money to my agency, I got visitors. Those visitors came in aggressively and they attacked me. And guess who sold me out?
Who?
My own people.
Hold on, stop. What's your name?
My name is Adrian.
No, because it says Evo Wines. So it's Adrian?
Me too. Yes, me
okay,
of
got
Evo
you.
Wines.
Adrian.
Wait, let me explain. And the reason why they sold me out is because I drove a Range Rover and I lived in a very nice community, right? And they were not happy by the fact that I was writing them a salary, paying them above market rate, giving people who had criminal back records, people who couldn't even basically comprehend and write. I would help them so they can keep a job.
Gotcha.
And they sold me out to the other people who they knew. They came straight to them and asked them, why is everybody coming? They thought I was frauding them. They thought I basically was giving my staff money under the table for the growth of my agency. So all I'm saying to you is, when you say that we can help people, that's something to me is why I'm a little bit reluctant to.
You just answered your own question then.
I know.
You've been burnt. And that's what I was trying to tell you. You've been burnt. And until we learn how to stick together and come together and not have egos and everybody is on the same level, it's never going to fucking happen. That's the main issue. We got too many egos and we always think somebody's trying to rob us. Like, say we get into business together, you're going to think that I'm lying to you about how much money you made this week from like record sales or whatever, and you're not going to believe what I'm fucking giving you. White men don't do shit like that.
Black people have a bad habit of going into everything without a contract. Everything.
No,
we do have a bad habit of doing that, and that's a part of our issues because we just think, you know what, I'm gonna take you on your word. And what we have to do is when our people start writing contracts and getting the idea going on paper the right way, then we can build the trust.
Got you. No, but Ray,
go ahead. Go ahead, sister.
What I'm saying is, even the people that got contracts, when it comes time to divvying up that money, people don't believe shit. Attitudes start forming. Rumors start forming, and the next thing you know, you guys are fighting each other. That's just something in our nature. We was just bred to not trust each other, and I'm gonna take it back to slavery. I don't like people say that shit is not genetic, but I feel that 400 and 500 years of something, it does become genetic subconsciously. If a bird nests in a
Adrian, can you move your
sorry.
Some snacks.
Yes, how you know? I got snacks. Look, I got snacks.
She got Halloween candy.
And paper in the back. I'm trying to hear what's this.
You get it to the kids.
You know it's loud over here. I got these big
and earlier I saw King Charlie Prince making some drinks. I was rolling. He got up making drinks and shit. Nah, but it's all good. Look, listen.
I just want to make sure when you guys are doing extra activities in the back, if it's noisy, then
I'm so sorry.
She was in it, boy.
Yeah.
Talking to be heard, okay?
So Ms. and I had this conversation 1,000 times when we first met, and to this day. She's like, yo, why you don't like rocking with people? Why you like doing shit by yourself? Because I've been there, maybe not on the scale of you, Adrian, not with that much money, but I've been trying to do partnership with people, and it ends up fucked up. And my heart is always trying to help and be honest, and somehow that shit still backfires on.
I'm gonna be honest with you. What I've learned from that particular time, we have not evolved as a race to see someone like me, a Black woman, that is similar in age, in leadership, and decision making.
Absolutely.
If my name was Samantha, not trying to be racist, but that was.
Yes.
They would have.
No, that wasn't racist. I'm saying
it was.
Really.
They would have baked me cookies every day. Okay, but because I was in this position, it was why should I have the opportunities that I worked my butt off for?
Yeah.
And that is what I'm trying to say for even with both candidates. If we as the black people, black community, we don't have no leadership. If we was to have a collective understanding, like I said, the other cultures, they don't move. They move economically. They don't move with emotions. We move with emotions. That's absolutely
because they don't have to, because they're not the oppressed.
Well, let me just say this really quickly. The one thing I want to say is a lot of times, we don't do it. Want some? Okay. Addressing some of the issues of us being able to move forward and us not trusting each other. We know that is a deep-rooted issue that we have been taught over years, right? It's just like being taught to hate yourself and hate things about yourself, right?
No, it's not taught. I wasn't taught that.
No,
believe it or not, your
environment teaches you too.
It's the Willie Lynch. It's the Willie Lynch.
Exactly. So I believe that because we're not just talking about parents and teaching that directly. There's a lot of things that influence you to think the way you think. Rather, it's in your home, outside, your environment. You grow up, and that's what I mean by being taught. So what I'm saying is, a lot of times we have these conversations about we don't trust each other, but in the next breath or in the next action, a lot of us you keep doing it. You keep doing it. You say, I don't trust. But the minute there's opportunities there, no one is taking the opportunity to move forward because they don't trust. For me, I'm sorry, Ed, only 4 people are allowed on the screen right now. For me, I feel like when I'm doing stuff, I'm not afraid to spend, and I'm always happy when I'm spending with my people. It's never a loss for me. You understand? Because I look at ways like I know that I can't change the world. I understand that. I can change my world, right?
You can do your part,
Right. But I also know when I'm sitting here, like, how can I make a difference? I can make a difference by when I want to do something, I invest in other black people that are doing it. And I put my trust there until I'm shown that they can't be trusted. That's where my trust is at. And I'm not afraid to do that.
Let me say something.
People are afraid to make that step because of their own psychological issues deep down.
Let me just say this. Like, no matter what you do in life, people always have to be put to a test. Abraham was tested by God when he told him to sacrifice his son. And when he went to go sacrifice his son, he put a stop to it real quick. If you say, if a person say they would never steal from me, I'm going to drop $100 bill and act like I didn't know I dropped it. And if he put it in his pocket, I know I can't trust him. So I'm going to test you. You know what I'm saying? And if you say, yo, you drop your $100, oh, okay, he's honest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be. Can I say something? One of the things that I realized about us is, and like you said, what we were taught. I believe what we were taught is to, and I'm gonna take it there, you guys. I believe that we were taught to pray about everything. Put it in God's hands. Let God deal with it. Where I believe in other cultures, they were told to fight for everything. Go up in there. And wait, let me just, because even with me, when I start to see when I first started my company, I realized that I used the black card. I'm going to be honest with you. It was a Hudson Valley agency, and I realized I did my numbers. How many minority agents see up here? How many are black? It was me and one other agency, and they had 10. They've been in business 7 years and had 10 clients. You know what that means? That they wanted the numbers. The state wanted the numbers to be high, but they controlled how they eat. So I said, I'm going to go down to the city, because the city, all they care about is quality. I was not abnormal. But you had black-owned agencies that was like slumlords. They were not good, but because they were black-owned agencies, they needed to keep their numbers high, right? Because Governor Cuomo, he has numbers of minority agencies, and they need minority money. So they got to place them in certain areas. So you got to learn how to manipulate that. How much money is going to minorities? I'm going to play the race card at any particular time. And that's what I had. When they realized that I was doing all this manipulation, they stopped me. I mean, literally, they kept stopping me in every particular way. I had to even call it NAACP, which did nothing for me. But what the NAACP did was let me know there's numbers out there that we can manipulate by knowing how to use the race card for our benefit. So when I went to the city, they gave me the most horrible parents, the ones in the project. Nobody with these classy agencies would not go. I learned to use my street smarts as well as my governmental knowledge and work against them. That's what made me so much of a threat. So all I'm saying is that I feel that we were taught religious beliefs and we were taught not to fight. And even when I was doing that, you had my own people, my own Black people that was telling me, don't ruffle feathers. And I didn't understand what that means. I'm fighting to serve people. I'm fighting to help people. That's all I want to do. I want to serve, I want to help, and I want to change. I came in with all that, and they were telling me, don't ruffle feathers. And I didn't understand that.
Scared Negro. That's what
there you go.
Right?
Scared Negro.
So Adrian, you were just one finger in a fist. That means that you didn't have anybody backing you like the Jews have each other. They back each other. You were just that one person standing up for yourself. If we came together and we fought them, you would still be in business doing that business right to this day. That's the issue. We don't have any togetherness. Black people will talk a good one. When it comes time to fighting and really going out there, they're nowhere to be fucking found.
I'm going to be honest with you. You're right. Let me tell you, what happened to me is everybody told me to get political involvement. Same politicians. I was a business owner, right? So what happened was I met with somebody who was part of the senator up here. His name is Senator Carucci. He was on their team. I met with them and he said, I can help you because I know what they're doing to you. He knew it was a race card. He knew what they were doing and he can make some calls. But the second thing he said to me was, I would owe him. Now, as a woman, okay, forget about the fact that I had...
what he meant by owing, right? Could have been sexually, whatever. I feel you on that, but no, he meant that you owed him something in that political arena. That's how they get down. Yo, but check this out, though. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say it like this. You know, and it's gonna ride off the fact that how Black people don't trust each other and get back into the political part of it. Okay, we have an issue with trusting each other, but we will quickly stand behind a white guy who has no interest in our needs.
Donald Trump. That's what they're doing now.
Hey,
I would say it's both.
That is nice.
Neither one of them have our best interest in mind. They just want our vote. And I'm gonna tell you now, and because we
get mad.
No, hear me out. Because of the distrust in our community, it makes it easier for these guys to come up and say, hey, trust me, because we don't trust each other.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yes, definitely.
Agree.
We are easy to infiltrate because we don't stick together. Like I said, if we stuck together and we know that they fucking with Adrian and we coming down to her office and protest like the Jews would do, they would know not to fuck with us, but we don't do that. But guys, I'm trying to get all this back to the presidency. Now, do you think if Donald Trump gets elected, because you know Black people, we work off of emotions. Do you think the Black morale will be high or low?
Neither.
What?
Neither.
If Donald Trump wins, do you think the Black morale will be high or low?
Okay.
Wait. I'm sorry. Go ahead. But I would like, since you're asking the question, Cisco, I want you to give your answer. I would really like you to give your answer before we do. But go ahead, Ray. I'm sorry.
I'm going to tell you why. Mm-hmm. Because of the resilience of Black people, it doesn't matter who's president. It's been that way. We're gonna do what we do regardless. Our life as Black and our system is gonna be the same with the way it is. Only difference is, depending on how the Supreme Court ends up and the decisions made, then we may have some changes. But honestly, if the system stays the way it is right now, Black people, we're gonna have a downturn for a couple of months, and we're gonna be back to the way it was. And Donald Trump is still gonna be doing the shit he's always been doing. I don't think it's gonna change at all.
All right, I have an opinion.
Okay, go ahead.
The reason why I feel that the Black emotion is now being created, it's being developed. They're working on the Black emotion very hard right now. They want us to riot. They want us to be in an uproar. Because they're emotionally conditioning us right now. In fact, if you look at the news today,
they're punking us out right now.
No,
they're
they're
punking us
not
out right now.
punking us out. They're
Yes, they
not.
are.
If you look at, look
Black
at it.
people are scared. Some black people are scared to go vote.
But
some are scared to go vote.
It's not about voting. Just listen to what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
Right now, Macy's is boarding up their windows in Manhattan. Right? You know why? That's what you call in the terms gaslighting. Why? Because Macy's anticipate the same thing that happened before. Black people running in the store, okay, and taking their goods and services, right?
I don't think just black people. I think they're anticipating rioters.
I'm telling you right now.
Black people.
Yeah, because
I think that what she's saying is that's what Macy's think, not what she thinks.
What I'm saying, no, I'm not telling you what I'm saying to you right now. They're working very hard on Black emotions, and it started even with, I'm just gonna say George Floyd, right? With the George Floyd situation, what happened is they was expecting a race war. They was expecting Black people to have poor emotions and poor cognitive judgment and go out there and do something destructive because we tired of the police doing what they was. And guess what? Black people have evolved past their perception of us, and we did not do that because now we're starting to think, right? We're starting to think past what they want. So if you look at it from George Floyd to now, they've been constantly hitting us with certain psyops to making us emotional condition and responsive. So when they hit that trigger again after Trump, it's gonna be something else tragic. And it's gonna be so tragic that Black people are now gonna be out there doing harmful things. So the police is ready for Black people to make a move. So they can do what? Enforce. Right? Because we're not acting the way the way they want us to. They want us to be emotionally irrational, and we're not doing that. That's what I believe.
They've been working on what it is that
real quick. They've been working on the Black emotion long before George Floyd. That started as soon as Donald Trump became president. That was something that's timing. But what they waiting for now is a political bomb to set Black people off. And
yes,
and see what they doing is like, they want to keep us praying while they slaying.
Yep.
They want us to sing while they swing.
Hit that button. Boom, bling, 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 bling. Hit that button, girl.
This one.
There you go. All right, say that again. Hit that button again, girl.
They want us to keep praying while they slaying. They want us to keep singing.
That's a button while they slaying. Listen, so Cisco, do their comments answer? Does it answer your question?
It doesn't answer my question.
Okay, so let's go back to the question because I think that was a really good question, and I want us to all to address it. Ask the question again because I think that we kind of went a little bit off topic with the question.
I said Black people are emotional, and do you think Donald Trump will boost our morale or lower it if he's reelected?
Well, let me answer that because you started off by giving us a label. You automatically labeled us by calling us emotional.
No.
Wait, you did. You said Black people are intelligent. Now change the way you say that. You're going to change the way you think. Black people are intelligent. Black people are strategic. Black people, the same way people label me as a strong Black woman. Now, I am not a strong Black woman. I am a Black woman. Don't give me this label. And this is why we have high risk of everything else.
So Donald Trump supports racists and he puts it out there. He's blatant with it. He doesn't care who knows. And he's showed us that his first term. Now, everybody is worried about if he gets into office, re-elected, that the white supremacy is going to become even stronger. They even feel that way. They know that he's their savior. They could do anything they want. How do you think that's going to make a few Black people feel? Safe or unsafe? It's going to make them feel unsafe, and they're not going to be motivated, and they're not going to go out and do what they want to do. I don't care what nobody says. And why should we have to fight more years when we could vote his ass out now? Vote him out now. Don't be that person to sit back and say, I'm not going to vote this, that, and that. So we can try to fix some shit.
I want King Charlie Prince to give his comment because he didn't get a chance to. So allow him to speak.
Okay.
Well, my thing is this, right? I'd rather deal with a person that's straight to the point and keeping it real 100 than a person that's secretly racist behind closed doors, because the one that is up front, you can prepare yourself, but the one that's secretly
you can't prepare yourself for his army that he's emboldening. He is giving them strength and power.
I have to disagree with that, Cisco. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
And that is the problem with our black people, is because as soon as some people say, oh, white supremacists or white power, black people start to feel like, oh my God, and we start to go, oh, we're gonna worry. No, the problem with it is it's not enough of our black people going out standing with guns right next to them saying, we're not scared of you. It's not enough.
Okay.
That's what we need.
Exactly. That's exactly what we need. But we don't have it because they're scared.
Okay, so what happened to BLM? What was BLM?
Black Lives Matter didn't have guns, and that's the issue.
Okay, so wait a minute. So wait a minute.
And that's not fucking around.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. What's white supremacy you talking about?
The Proud Boys is one of the main.
The Proud Boys. I'm talking about the neo-Nazis, the white nationalists. They're talking about the militia. There's a whole slew of them.
Okay, so let me ask. So just go back to that. So Trump. We heard the white boy, the Proud Boys.
The Proud Boys.
None of us ever heard of that before, right? We never heard of that.
Yes, I have.
I've been following this for a long time.
Years. I've been following it for years.
And I'm about to explain to you. Since Donald Trump has been president, and you can look this up, white supremacy and white militia groups have grown by 80% in America.
That's my point.
Look it up.
So why would you vote for a person like that that empowers them?
So wait a minute. So
what makes Biden different?
Why do you think?
Because he don't openly support them. I don't care if he's an undercover or closet, whatever. When you publicly go out and say it, that's giving them power, giving them strength. Okay, and we're hiding. We're running.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm still not understanding your point and your position on what you're saying, because I don't see where Trump. Okay, I don't see where Trump is supporting that.
Yes,
that's not me.
No, that's my shit, sir.
Now, okay, so let's just go back before Trump was president, right? When he was running around being a reality star.
Yeah.
Was he talking about white supremacy then? Because for my understanding, he was hanging out with Floyd Mayweather.
I don't care what he was doing before then. It's what he did starting in this campaign. That's irrelevant.
Honestly, Cisco, it didn't start until the Virginia Charlottesville, and that's when the growth started.
It started during his campaigns, his rallies.
No. And that's what I'm saying. It started then. The growth of it.
Okay.
The growth, it grew at an exponential rate
because of his campaigning. He brought them all out.
When he said they were fine people on both sides, he opened the door, and that's when the growth and the number of militia groups, white militia groups, came out.
He opened the door before then. That's why they marched.
Want to read a comment? Gloria Stewart, hey Ma. She said it hasn't grown. They were always there all along. So
we all know that. We all know they were always there.
Always there. Sometimes the only thing that I have to say to this is a lot of people think that Donald Trump.
Oh my God! Don't say Donald Trump invented racism.
No. Some people be thinking that, like, oh,
people are retarded. They think that
about all these racists started coming out. These racists been there. These people been racist from day one. He didn't make racists. They were already. Most of this world is racist. America is a racist place.
Check this out, guys. I understand what you're saying. Donald Trump's voice. The way he spoke, he was outspoken like no other president on supporting white racists. He had Steve Bannon, a former KKK member, as one of his spokesperson. What are you talking about? A known KKK member on his team as a spokesperson. You don't think that that's emboldening, empowering them? That's when they all came out and said, fuck what we feel. We have a commander-in-chief that's supporting us. That's why we're going through the shit we're going through now. That's why he can't win.
So Biden has a mentor.
Biden. I don't care about this mentor. Biden is not talking. Okay. People listen to the masses. Some people can't think for themselves. Some people actually followed Trump when he said to put bleach in his system. They drunk the shit. That's how dumb fucking Americans and some people are. All right. So he's telling these white supremacists, "You're good. You're good. I got your back. Don't worry." You don't think it's going to be more racism and more people coming out? That's what happened. Trump is the root of this problem. He got to get the fuck out of there.
So let me ask you a question. Why Obama ain't?
I don't care what Obama did.
But why?
Because he was trying to be a decent human being and a professional and a real dignitary politician. Donald Trump is a reality star. That's just a street thug.
You're making an excuse for you're making an excuse for Biden, and you're making an excuse for Obama.
I'm speaking the truth. I don't care about Obama right now. Okay, why are people bringing up old shit when we got to deal with the problem right now? We got to deal with Donald Trump in office and Biden. Forget about Obama. That's what white racist people do. Obama didn't do this. Let's talk about what the hell Trump did to this country.
I'm talking about Biden. Why are you voting for Biden when he's a known documented racist?
What's going on?
Known documented racist.
Yeah.
And what documents of that are those? And he's not the only person that voted for that crime bill. Black people voted for that crime bill.
First of all, he was the organizer, that facilitator. Those black people don't have.
Black churches voted for it.
Those
people
black
in my community voted for it.
Let me tell you what they did. Let me tell you what Obama's team did. Before this, you have not heard of any black caucus voted for crime bill. What they did
just
was
because you didn't hear about it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Let me tell you what they did. They did damage control. What they said was they put black churches. They gave black churches a responsibility in targeting black men. So again, what the Democratic part and Joe Biden's part did was continue to offend black people and say, wait a minute. What Biden said was, I made a mistake, but I was not the only one. All those black people in the caucus, they voted too. That's exactly what he did, because that's what they always do. What he did was say he didn't take no responsibility. That's
he did.
Okay, listen to what I'm saying to you.
Did he lie? Did he lie?
Yes, he did lie.
He did not lie.
I'm not a Biden supporter, but he did say it was a mistake. He did admit.
Okay, so hear me out. What he did was, what he did was he appealed to your emotional side and said, I made a mistake when I aggressively targeted the black community, in which we put guns, we put crack, we put all of this deprivation, we put suicide, we put hardships to break down the black community, because we did that. So not only are we causing the problem, we're going to give them a solution. We're going to lock them up and give them 10, 15, 20 years to do what? Not procreate. Okay, not have stability. I'm sorry, not have stability. So, and even though I did all that, I'm sorry, guys. Forgive me.
I'm gonna say something real quick.
All the politicians did that.
I'm gonna say something real quick. All right.
Didn't Obama turn against his own pastor, Reverend Wright?
The guy that supported Farrakhan. I think that's why he did. Yeah,
I'm gonna say something real quick. All right. And it has to do with the crime bill. Okay. Not for nothing. When we talk about the crime bill, and when you look at the community that it was happening, drugs and everything in the bill, we could say who put the drugs into the neighborhood, who did all of that, but overall, black people have to take some part of the responsibility of why the drugs, because I don't care what you put into a community. You could put drug dealers in the white community, you got drug dealers in the Jewish community, you got drug dealers in every community. But it's up to the community to say, you know what, we're not going to make that.
And I lived the crack era. That was a horrible time. So
check this out, Ray. Right? Like, putting drugs in the community is like putting cigarettes in the community. I sell all right to sell cigarettes to the people knowing it's killing us, but it's all right to be in the stores. So, and a liquor store and everything else. You know what I'm saying? So then basically what they're saying is it's legal if they get a cut, but illegal if they don't get a cut.
Right. I don't disagree.
That's absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
What I'm saying is we got to overall, when it comes to, we're looking at these presidents and we're looking at all these politicians to come in and say, hey, this change what's going on in our community. And I use Philly as an example. Miz showed me a video of how bad the community looked with the drug addicts walking down the street and all of that. And you got business owners out there who don't come in, who make money off of the community, but don't help clean it up. And they turn around and look at the same community when an unarmed black man gets shot and his community turns their back on him and starts tearing it down. I don't blame. I'm gonna be honest. I think sometimes, and I hate to say this, I'm not gonna even say I hate to say it. I'm gonna say it, and I mean it as what it is.
Say that shit.
Rioting is a necessary evil in some aspects, because when you look at, and I'm using, like I said, I'm gonna use Philly as an example. When you look at the community, right, and you look at these businesses that come in they eat off the black community and do not put nothing back in it, they get what they deserve because they can change the community just as much
with all that money
in the neighborhood, but they do not invest.
Yeah, but who own those businesses? They are not black.
Right. That's
exactly. That's what he's saying.
What happens is why would they care? That's all I'm trying to tell you, right? Because think about it. Now, how many people are gonna walk in that store and say, you know what, they're not gonna support us black people. We're not gonna buy this Lucy. We're not gonna buy this soda. We're not gonna buy from Poppy. No, we're not gonna buy. That's not true. We're gonna still go in that store. We're gonna still patronize that store, absolutely, knowing they're not gonna support us. So again, this is what I'm saying. Yes, we part of the problem, okay, but we there is no solution. You know why there's no solution? Because they keep feeding us. Now think about it. Let's say back in the day when that crack era. Now we look at all of we look at what's our favorite movies, right? What's our favorite movies? What's the one with Wesley Snipes? What's the one?
Passage of 50 Cent. Oh, The Art of War.
No. What's the one with 50 Cent?
Brooklyn.
What's it called?
New Jack City.
New Jack City.
New Jack City.
Now here we go. When they give us movies like New Jack City, that's glorifying,
yes,
or American Gangster, when they put Denzel in there, you got to understand they continue to normalize,
manipulate, yeah,
and desensitize us to what they have done to us. So think about when you say, yeah, it's okay for Biden to buy the crime bill because it was so much crime. He caused the crime, right?
Oh, okay.
He caused the crime.
But listen, but there was some that was weak and they fell for it. And you're right.
That's not okay, though.
That's not okay. But we're gonna just live with it. We had to clean it up, get them out of there. I mean, like,
we can't put the onus on one person. I'm gonna tell you now. When you think about Biden, the drugs in the neighborhood was happening long before Biden. I'm gonna tell you now. We talking before crack cocaine. They acting like heroin is a new drug. When you
don't know,
heroin was and I remember growing up. Long before crack cocaine was. I remember. I tell my wife all the time. When you look at the Bronx and you see, I remember Burnside Avenue. Its name actually spoke for itself. Burnside Avenue was burnt completely down. It was
rubble lots. It was just lots.
So
I remember that.
This is not the New York's. I mean, drugs and all of that in the neighborhood was never anything new. It just got worse because of the way crack cocaine affected the community.
I have a question.
Can I just say something though?
Okay.
Why you guys trusting Donald Trump now with some fucking with some black plan that he came up with 4 weeks before his election and then come up with this shit for 4 years? Why would you believe this dude?
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't put my trust in none of that.
All right, so what's the black plan?
Why somebody say that?
So let me ask you a question. What is Trump's black plan?
I have no idea. I looked at it, read it. Yes.
Exactly.
No. He does have something on his site where he's going to do for certain things. But my question is, where was that when he first got into office? I didn't remember it. But it is on his site, though.
Here's the thing now. Here's the thing with Donald Trump. And I'm going to tell you, 4 years ago when he was running for the black vote, he did the smart thing. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to lie. He looked at black people and told them the truth. He said to them, why not vote for me? Because you've been voting for Democrats all of this time and you got nothing. You have nothing to lose.
Agreed.
People. And I'm going to tell you now, it's actually working because you got his growth in black voters has grown.
No, but what have we gained? Tell me something that you've gained from Donald Trump since you're a business owner.
What's one of the most important things that he did, and we go to one of the most important things, is reverse the crime bill, okay, and letting people out who've been there for non-violent crimes for 20, 30 years. I know somebody that's 25 years for a non-violent crime.
And I agree with you. Obama and Biden allowed more people than Trump did.
Okay, but he.
I'm gonna be honest.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
That's a fact.
Also,
no, that's not a fact.
That's a little misleading. That's a little misleading there because Donald Trump.
Y'all got my wife back here talking.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
She's like, no.
That's a little misleading because Donald Trump, yes, he did do the crime bill, but it does not affect state and city jails. It only affects federal. So black people doing state time doesn't benefit from that.
And one more thing, he executed more people under a new federal law than any other president. already.
Yeah,
Did you guys know that? Executed.
Not for nothing, Cisco, but a lot of those people were pedophiles and rapists.
That's right. Exactly.
I'm just bringing up a fact.
Like I said.
Just bring up a fact.
Trump. Just like I said, Trump has a strong advocacy for saving women and children. Like I said, like people don't want to see that part. Why? Because
give us an example. Give us an example.
I just gave you one.
Of who?
He has put millions and millions of dollars in finding child traffickers and stopping traffickers. That's why he closed the border. So he could do what? He can stop all of that trafficking. He's stopping their money. It's money in organ trafficking. It's money in child trafficking. And again, that the reason why nobody talks about that is because they don't want you to know about that. They want you to focus on, again, racial issues.
Okay, so that's one good thing.
Wait. Let me ask you a question. Remember years ago, wait, think about it. There's black kids go missing at significant rates. Now, how many advocacy groups, how many rappers, how many celebs, how many basketball
Don't even mention
stars,
rappers because they pissing me off right now.
Oh, King Charlie Prince was here.
Stars, right?
You know what I mean?
Wait, okay, rappers. How many people? How many on CNN? How many? Because CNN, well, I call CNN Control Nigga Network, but CNN, right? How many?
Control Nigga Network.
Your screen was going black. It was going back.
I'm sorry. Yeah, come on. CNN Control Nigga Network. How many people talk about all of those black kids being missing? You know why? Let me tell you something. And that's what I like about Donald Trump. He is stopping. He knows, because I believe that he was at those parties. I believe he was at those. He knew what they were doing. And a lot of them, no matter.
You don't think he participated?
Listen.
With Epstein?
In my opinion, I believe he was there, but I do believe all of those people, just like you see Biden sniffing kids and touching kids, and you actually see that people are desensitized. This man is touching, kissing, sniffing kids all day long, and nobody talks about it. You know why nobody talks about it? Because the media is not influencing your thought.
I didn't see that creep shit.
Not for nothing though. Last year,
hold on 1 second. Go ahead.
Missing people did not stop.
Go ahead.
About 72,000 women and children went missing last year alone. So it didn't stop.
Okay, Cisco, I have a question for you.
Okay.
You said I seen that creep shit.
I saw a video where they put together and he was like touching, like hugging them, and I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
So
the shit kind of bugged me out.
How do you feel about that? Do you believe it? Do you think it's real, or do you think it's fake?
I know some people like that, and they're not pedophiles, nothing. But I wouldn't do no shit like that to somebody else's kid. But
where'd she go?
I don't know. Maybe she muted or something.
DJ Russ said, I will say a lot of them kids were found under Trump. He believes,
and I hope he's not talking about the 39 kids found in a trailer in Georgia, because that story is fucking a fake. It's a lie, complete lies. It's not true, people.
It's not.
It's not true.
What did the news? I'm not saying that the news is always right. I'm just saying, was it reported on the actual television, the news?
No, not at all. And that's why people were saying, wait a minute, 39 kids were found in the trailer. Why isn't this headlines? Because it wasn't true.
Wow. Okay. I thought that I seen some people get arrested and some kids found.
It's happening, but that particular story is not true.
Okay, so here's the question that I have. I don't know where Adrian is. I'm not sure if she left, came back, or put it on pause. But here is the question that I have. I'm gonna start with you, DJ Cisco.
Okay.
What is your fear if the other candidate wins?
My fear is
didn't vote for.
Oh, I'm sorry. Give me that last part of it. Sorry.
No, it's okay. No. What is your fear if the other candidate wins that you did not vote for?
Oh, okay. My fear is that that the white nationalists, the white supremacists, some of the white race that aren't involved in those groups are going to be more empowered to treat black people like shit, to be more racist when people are trying to go for job interviews and not hire people because they're black, and tell people that they can't wear their hair a certain way, take money from us, just start overall treating us like fifth class citizens like the 50s. I actually feel that will happen in this current climate under Donald Trump. White people are different when it comes to being in power. When Obama was in office, you didn't see us walking around looking at white people saying, yeah, what's up now, motherfuckers? I'll whip your ass and all this shit. We didn't make them feel uncomfortable, make them feel like that. However, when Donald Trump got into office, white people let you know in a minute, yo, he's our president. He is America's president. He is for us. And you guys can't say shit. And so that most of them are getting knocked out and shit like that. But they are going around calling people niggers all out willy-nilly. And a lot of these people are bosses. So if you go on these jobs, trying to get these jobs, you're going to have some issues because they're like, listen, Donald Trump said you can't wear dreads on your job. You can't do this. This judge. The N-word is not a hostile environment. It could be used at your workplace. So you're the only black dude in this office or black lady or whatever, and we got white people going around, hey, nigger, pick this up for me. And you try to take them to court, but we have a Supreme Court justice that was just sworn in saying that's not a hostile work environment. And you people want to support something like that. I just can't fathom it.
Wait, who do you think, when you say you,
and I'm married to a white lady.
Talking about?
This shit is crazy.
Who are you talking about when you say you people?
I'm talking about you people that want to vote for him. I'm not saying you, people. If the shoe fit, whoever black vote for Donald Trump, that shit is just, I just don't fathom.
I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to say this about Donald Trump. Not for nothing. Yeah. Honestly, he may be a benefit to black people in that sense because it finally gets us out of saying, you know what, let's stop working for people other than us and start building our own black.
Until we have unity, I feel what you're saying. You're absolutely right, brother. But until we get our shit together, we ain't got no jobs out there to offer nobody. So if we had our own community and own towns, I'd be like, yeah, fuck Donald Trump and his people. I got my own community I could deal with. But we don't have that. People are going to be asked out.
Unfortunately, it is a black. Unfortunately, it's only in one state because Georgia, they got a group of I think 87 families that came together and bought land.
Nice.
It's also Rick Ross, another one who spent $1 million in
87 acres, right? Or 87 million acres, something like that.
87 acres.
Yes.
And it already had stores and everything in that community.
That's what we need to do. Round of applause.
So these are the things that we need to check. Yeah.
For real.
Applause in there.
That's what we need to do.
Donald Trump is forcing that change on our people. And that's why I say I don't think it'll for him being president with affecting us in a negative way. I don't know. I think it will empower us to do more for ourselves.
Okay.
We can't rely on our people have to learn that we cannot rely on these politicians anymore.
Exactly. You can never rely on the politician. I never had that feeling that, I'm voting for this president, so he's going to change my entire family and my whole life. However, when there is a nuisance in office, a threat to humanity of people that look like me and my family, they got to go. And this is what that situation is right now. Donald Trump is that threat to black people. I don't see how black people can support him. And the thing that's bugging me out, do you notice how these African people from Nigeria are saying our president and they ain't from America?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to tell you why black people are supporting him. Unfortunately.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
You got to blame Democrats, man. You can't blame Donald Trump because Democrats have for decades, with every chance they got to help the black community, put them in office, refused to do anything. They made promises they never kept.
Absolutely.
So they made it easy.
Did give a lot of money to black businesses. You guys need to research that.
I did
black startups and black businesses.
Honestly, but Cisco, you're right. I'm not saying that. But what you did is you give money to black businesses, but you don't change the red line laws so that black people can actually get out and get the loans that they need so that they don't have to rely on the system.
Okay, so his plan had a flaw in it. And at least he did give people money that no other president gave. I think what you just said is like up to us. So the next time somebody has a plan and there's something missing, we need to go out and voice our opinions. Remember, I said that I wanted to like start that organization. So this presidency, from day one, I'm going to be on their asses with stuff that we need to address and hold them accountable for.
And that's then you know what? Like I said, Cisco, it shouldn't only be president. It got
exactly
valid.
Local.
We gotta hold every single one of them accountable, because like us, what these guys do, both we can't act like it's only Democrats. Both Democratic and Republicans both get in office and they make promises to the people.
Yeah.
And they stay in office for 30, 40 years, not doing anything because we run off of name recognition.
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you what it is, and I'm not gonna. Voters are lazy. Not else, lazy because they do not research who they're voting for. They just look at the name and go, "Yep, I recognize him," and hit the go button.
Lots of people.
That's why this country is going the way it's going. That's why rich people are only getting richer and poor people are only getting poor, and the middle class is falling to the. There's going to be a point where the middle class is going to be considered poor.
Yeah,
you know. And that's because we are lazy. The voters are lazy. They're not doing research anymore.
Let me
I have a question.
Wait, Lady Miz, let me just answer your question. You said, what are your fears if the other candidate wins? I didn't get to say it, but I fear no one but God himself. There's nothing these men could do to put fear in me. Like my brother Malcolm X said, if you go to jail, so what? You was born in jail. But I'm going out, but I ain't going out without a fight because we were born to die.
I totally agree with you. When it comes down to it, I'm ready to. I told this to Miz a long time ago. I'm not for the revolution until they start knocking on my door. Right now, I'm all for it. But until they knock on the door, I'm not doing nothing because our people aren't ready for it.
Exactly. That's what I say. Come to my house, different story.
And it ain't turning the other cheek either.
Yep.
That's not happening.
King Charlie Prince, why don't you break down to me what it means, what the statement, we were born in jail. What does that mean?
That means by us being black people, we suffered for so many years. So it was like being in jail regardless. 470 years, we was in jail. Mental slavery, physical slavery, you name it, we was enslaved. But we
going through it right now again, all over, stronger.
Absolutely. Now let me ask you guys a quick
never
question.
stopped. The mental slavery has never stopped.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you guys a quick question. What do you guys think about Ice Cube and Lil Wayne meeting with Trump? Tell me your views on that.
You want to go first, Charlie?
Well, I'm going to say that. Let me just say this. I didn't get to hear the whole thing, so I'm not going to respond to it yet.
Okay. I can say it like this.
Okay.
Ice Cube, I respect Ice Cube doing it. He did what you're supposed to do. And he said, and he was honest with it. He's like, I went over there. We went over there with a plan. We had a conversation with him. That's what you're supposed to do. He also came out saying, you know what? I still don't support him, but I wait to have a conversation with him because we have to see what these candidates are doing. There's nothing wrong with that. That's our problem with our people. We're like, oh, I don't like what he has to say, and I'm not going to even go over there and have a conversation with him. But this man, if you walk over to somebody with a conversation and say, hey, this is what our plan, give him an opportunity to say that. Because not for nothing, though Biden said that they have a plan for black people, they didn't put it out there. Donald Trump, even though I don't believe he's going to do it, at least said, hey, I got a $500 billion plan that was introduced by Ice Cube and the group of other people that came to him to say, hey, this is what we
does have a plan on his website, and it was there before Ice Cube met with him.
But I do got the contract here from Ice Cube,
Yeah.
The contract with Black America. Yep. Is that what it says over there? Okay. Okay, where'd you get that contract from?
I looked it up, found it, and made copies.
Okay. All right. Okay. I see you do a lot of research, just like you do, DJ Cisco.
Hey, but I get to answer the question.
Lil Wayne. Yes. The hell with Lil Wayne.
Okay, DJ Cisco, go ahead and answer the question.
Well, I think it was a dumb move on Ice Cube's part because historically, And in the past, Donald Trump will have somebody up there making them think it's about one thing, but he uses them just to get a black vote. And I shouldn't have fell for that. That was like some like dumb shit. Now, how come he didn't ask for all of this while he first became president? This is all a plan to get the black vote, and these black people are fucking falling for it, and it breaks my heart. Okay, because even if Ice Cube had good intentions and had it in his heart, he should know Donald Trump is a crook, a liar, and he's gonna twist it and make Ice Cube look bad. Now he's threatening Ice Cube's money. You know how many supporters Ice Cube lost?
Now let me ask you on this. Let's go. You said he used Ice Cube to get black votes, but what about Biden using Cardi B?
Okay, Cardi B is Cardi B. Nobody take her serious anyway.
No, that's not right. Actually, a lot of people do take her serious. They put on that platform.
People in that age group, and she is also someone that I feel, if you weren't on that bandwagon before, you shouldn't jump on it and be used just to get the black vote. So all over they're wrong. But for a black person to team up with Donald Trump a month before the election, when he mentioned nothing about this shit before, use your brains.
I agree with that. Okay. I'd agree with that. And you know, not for nothing. I could see what you're saying, because with Cardi B and Biden, at least had at least 6 months ago, right?
Biden just started, so we don't know if he's lying or not. We know Trump's a liar. You know what he did to he tried to do the 50 Cent. 50 Cent turned down $500K. Like, you know what he did to the football players, and Steve Harvey made him look like he was on his side, and Steve was like, he asked me to come up there for something totally different. He played me. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
Hey, King Charlie Prince. I'm sorry, man.
Go ahead.
King Charlie Prince. Not for nothing though. But Bernie Sanders tried to use Cardi B and it didn't work for her.
Oh yeah, I remember. Mm-hmm.
So let me just say this really quickly, okay? As far as because y'all keep talking about just Ice Cube, but remember I said Ice Cube and Lil Wayne, and the reason
Lil Wayne.
The reason that I said in Lil Wayne is because at the end of the day, rather it's Ice Cube, rather it's Lil Wayne, rather it's Cardi B or 50 Cent or Kanye West, which we did not get to, or Killer Mike even. All of these people are influencers. They influence a lot of people. They have followers, and some people would do what they say and do, right? So that's the first thing that I wanted to address. Now, I do agree with Cisco that these politicians, no matter if it's Donald Trump or Biden, and I just want to add that they are all using, just like Trump is taking the time. Oh, I'm going to speak to you. Let me see him speak to Ice Cube or Lil Wayne when this is not going on. They're not going to give them the time or day.
Not at all.
Have a conversation with these people. They are being used. However, I do not feel that Ice Cube is doing anything wrong. When a lot of people want to call him out and say he's doing something wrong, what he did was what we all should always be doing, is hear both sides and see what they have to offer for our people as a whole, because that's how we win. And that's why I always say we need to go. We talk about all this back and forth, right? All this back and forth about Black people and how we're going to get out of this hole. But nobody never takes the time to really read Powernomics by Dr. Claude Anderson, who has laid out the plan for Black people. No, because
I know. You always mention it.
No, it's the plan. Like it literally is the plan for us as a people. But we won't even use it. We can't even come together and say, let's see if this plan works. I am 100% in my heart believe.
Okay, I'm gonna read it now, because this is like I've been hearing this since I met you. So I'm gonna definitely read this.
And I didn't even finish reading it, but what I've read so far, and that's the crazy thing. But what I've read so far, I'm like, oh my God, all these years. I mean, when I read what I read, I'm talking about from Martin Luther King to Malcolm X. I said Dr. Claude Anderson had the answer right here. How long has this book been out? Because if everybody, even them, if that book was around, would have read that book, then we wouldn't be where we are today. Now, again, Lil Wayne, come on, speaking with Donald Trump, ridiculous. Okay, Kanye West running for president. and just so I can speak on that and tell me what you think about Kanye West. Before we do, Adrian, I don't know if you heard, but I would really like to hear your opinion on how you feel about Ice Cube and Lil Wayne meeting with Trump.
Okay, so here is my position on Ice Cube first. Then we go over that. I actually commend Ice Cube for taking the initiative, even though I feel it was a psyop, right? Because I feel that what they did with what I call beta testing, right? To divide the black people and to continue to divide the black people. They got what they so-called conscious rapper, a rapper who at one point was saying F the police, which is Ice Cube. So they got someone who is combative, they would say, to the system. So they went and got Ice Cube and they said, okay, let's meet with Trump. He asked to meet with Trump and Biden because what he said was, I'm not a Democrat or a politician. I'm for black people. So if you guys got a plan that is going to help empower black people, that's going to build black wealth, I want to know what it is. So I'm willing to meet and speak with you about black issues.
Lady Miz, I sent you the contract in your Gmail.
Okay, thank you. I'll check it out.
Okay, so with that being said, Trump's team said, okay, we can meet with you, and this is what we would discuss about it, right? Now, Biden said, we'll meet with you after his team, after the election. Now, which I felt was disrespectful and disregarding, especially when he just previously met with Cardi B. That's another story.
Right.
Now, with that being said, he chose not to meet with someone to discuss anything black related. So right after that, according to the beta testing, what black people did was turn on Ice Cube. Why we turned on Ice Cube? Because Ice Cube said, I'm not for or against. I'm not promoting Donald Trump. I'm not with Donald Trump. I'm a Republican. All I want to know, if he has a plan that can help black people, I want to know what it is and what will it really help black people. That's all he want to know. And black people did exactly what the powers to be wanted to do, and that was turn against one of our own. That was all they cared about. They didn't care about nothing else but watching us continue to be divided. And not have no leadership. And it's very, very sad. So
that's why I said the timing was not right. Talking about a black plan is excellent, and it's something that we need to do. They need to step up people in positions like Ice Cube, entertainers, whomever, but the timing was not right because we know it was done just for votes.
It doesn't matter whether it was, if it was done for votes, and I'm just going to say it as the way I would think Trump did checkmate. Okay, I'm playing chess. Trump is playing chess while Biden's over here eating applesauce. He playing chess. This is how we're going to do this. If Biden trying to dangle the black vote because you ain't black, right? He used ebonics. He's so disrespectful. Okay, so what he peddling the black votes, right? So he's saying so Trump. If Trump is racist, he don't have to do nothing for black people. This is why I tell people, why are you worried about what Trump's doing? He's racist. Who cares? You should be over here worrying about what Biden is doing. He's not racist. He's the one you putting your vote behind. He's the one you think is going to help black people.
That's the one I'm voting for too.
Okay, so let's talk about Biden again. Biden didn't come up with a plan because he don't have to. He's so flagrant with his disrespect. He do not even have to play chess. He don't even have to give you a fake cartoon, a cartoon plan. You know why? Because black people, we feel black people are not worthy of a plan. I could just treat you, talk to you, and say to you, vote for me. Why? Because you know me, and if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. That's how he feels. He's showing you that he don't have to do anything creatively, innovatively, strategically, and productively to get your vote. Because if you don't vote for him, you ain't black. Just like Chelsea Handler told 50 Cent, listen, you can vote for Trump. But let me remind you, you black. The white woman reminded the black man, and not one black man was offended. Not one black man was offended that this white woman told this black man, excuse me, mister, stay in your place.
50 Cent and Chelsea used to date, so that was a little bit different. That's why he didn't get offended.
No,
But,
it doesn't matter. She ain't privately had that conversation.
Right, she had that. Yeah, that was publicly. Yeah.
no, I understand what you're saying. But
All I'm
I'm
saying
not
to you
defending her because I don't care. I'm just saying I think she felt comfortable because they used to be romantic, or in so that's why I think she just said that.
But guess what everybody else did? They said that she chastised him. They used the words that's going to reduce your masculinity, right? And that's what they do
That's
to
a
the black
problem.
man, right? And not what black men should have canceled her, the
Absolutely.
CNN, everybody who said that she chastised him. But guess what we did? We turned off 50 Cent and called him a coon. Right? Because he said, wait a minute, I make over $400,000. This is going to affect me, so I'm voting for Trump. He had an opinion, and black people didn't like his opinion because of why he can't have an opinion because he's part of the 1%, allegedly. But the reality is,
you know what, Adrian? I'm gonna tell you, I agree with you because you know what, Biden could have did the same thing and said, you know what, let's sit down and have a conversation. Whether he was going to do it or not, and I could say the same thing about Trump, whether he's going to do it or not. He sat down for the talk, and said, "All right, let's put this plan out there." And he put the plan out there. He's playing it like he's saying he's not a politician, but he's doing exactly what these politicians refuse to do: is say something. Even if he ain't going to do it, he at least said, "You know what? I got a $500 billion plan." Biden could have came out and sat down with him and said the same thing.
Why would he? When Biden already feels he already feels that black people is so programmed.
Wait, hold on, wait. You said that Biden didn't want to meet with 50 Cent?
No, with Ice Cube. With
Ice Cube?
Yeah, his quote was, "I'll talk to you after the election."
Yeah.
Like he already feels the point. It's over.
His disrespect. He don't have to respect black people because we don't. In his mind, like I said, he say flagrant disrespectful stuff. Like he told the people, "Yeah, you don't want to go back in chains." Oh, who was he talking about? Anybody in the audience was black. Everybody in the audience was black.
So wait a minute. So you're saying Donald Trump will say shit similar to that?
That's not what I'm trying to tell
you.
No,
I'm just saying. They both like that.
I'm gonna go up front. Trump is a racist. If we know he's a racist, we know he's gonna support white people. We know he's gonna put white people first. Why are we even concerned about that? Because the candidate you want is Biden. So you should be more concerned about what Biden is gonna do for black people.
Biden does have a black plan. I guess since you don't support him, that you never.
So what's
it's called the Lift. It's called the Lift Every Voice plan.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
It's called a keep your ass oppressed plan. Okay.
Exactly.
Sit your ass down and vote for me because you don't black plan.
Opinions. We will see. So wait, are you gonna vote?
So
okay, King,
please
tell him why I ain't gonna vote. Go back.
Oh
and tell him
Lord,
tell him.
she ain't voting.
Tell him.
So
how you gonna have an opinion and you ain't even voting?
So to lift every voice. So to lift every voice plan is go back to singing.
Thank you.
You see, and it's black guys like you that got jokes that didn't even read the plan. That's the issue. Go read the plan and then come back with some facts.
You said, but you said to lift every voice.
I know, it's called lift every voice and sing.
We gonna sing and they gonna keep swinging. As they sing, we sing, they swing.
But think about what I'm saying. Okay, so let me just give you another topic that people were having an issue with, which was the tax for the 400 and above. And a lot of people had an issue. I'm gonna say black people had an issue with the fact that they're saying that they support Biden because Biden is going to cut taxes for people making $400,000 above. So let me tell you how this is going to affect black people, right? Because according to CNN, which we already know what CNN is, the average black family's household makes $40,000. That's on CNN because we know who they are, right? So CNN's polls and statistics say that the average black household is only make $440,000. So they're gonna really vote for Biden because they know that tax, if you tax the rich, it's gonna give to the poor. Wrong. Let me tell you how it's going down. Let me tell you.
Shit, sorry.
If you tax the rich, what they're gonna do is cut the poor because most of the people making $400,000 are employing people making 40. So what they're gonna do is cut jobs, right? Cut hours. right?
All right, I'm coming.
Benefits, right? So even though that tax plan is going to affect the $400,000,
I thought it was 8 o'clock.
it's going to come down to the $40,000
Shit.
people.
Yeah, I started.
What's his name?
Ryan.
Okay. All right. Did y'all hear the ending of what Adrian said? The ending part? Was you able to hear it there?
I heard.
There's some clicking again.
Oh, that's me. Hold on.
Oh.
Yeah,
No, what I said was, how do you feel about Biden's $400,000 plan tax cut? I had my opinion.
Okay.
And people feel that that's going to benefit Black households. And I said it's absolutely going to destroy not only Black households, but the economy as a whole. Because the most of the people who make $400,000 employ $40,000 people.
Unfortunately, both of those plans aren't working for the Black community. I don't care whose plan it is. Rich people getting a tax break don't help the Black community either.
But let me tell you why
Donald Trump ain't taxing corporations.
Yes, it helps the economy because people are now, if you give me a tax break, right, on my payroll tax, that's basically what it was, payroll taxes. It allows me now to be able to employ more people. Right? It allows, because other than that, I can't pay benefits, right? I can't pay for your health insurance because of the fact that I got to pay payroll taxes. So if you give my company a tax break, I can now offer other additional incentives. So it does help to get a tax break.
I'm gonna say it like this. The best way to fix this economy is to raise the minimum wage. And when you got more people paying taxes into this government, then you don't have to worry about who's getting what's getting.
But if you raise minimum wage, hear me out. If I raise minimum wage, I'm a company, right? You're a new startup business.
Where is she?
I'm right here. I'm sorry. Oh, my bad.
Oh.
Okay, so if I'm a new startup business, right, and you're telling me that I'm only making a certain amount, right? A lot of these businesses operate on lines of credit. A lot of them don't even have the cash flow to support. This is why a lot of them get into debt. Right? So if you're telling me that now you're going to raise the minimum wage, that means I have to pay these people when I don't even have the profit. So what they're going to do is shut down, right? And people are going to be without a job. That to me, I feel is their end game, is to bring back temporary assistance, government control, Section 8, because a lot of people today are not, these young kids are not on Section 8, they're not on public assistance, a lot of people are off. So as long as the government can continue to control you with their money, they can cut you off when they want to. I think somebody mentioned that. And as long as they can control you with governmental funds, they can cut you off at any particular time. They can tell you who to have in your household, who not to have in your household. A lot of these kids today are very creative. They're very smart. They're business owners. So they can't control their money, right? They can't control them. So what they're going to do right now, their end game is to bring back universal income, i.e. temporary assistance. Public assistance.
Here's the thing with that though, because unfortunately the minimum wage has been the same for like 30 years. It has to go up though.
It has to go up.
Guys, I'm so sorry. The clicking noise.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's me.
Yo, she is funny as hell. Listen.
No, because people are complaining about it in the thing. So you try to please get that under control because it is.
Hold on, let me see. Is that me?
I think it is you because
there you go.
It just stopped.
I'm gonna speak to
that was me.
Russell real quick.
Sorry, guys.
I'm gonna speak to Russ real quick. Russ, I have to disagree with that. Unfortunately, just because a person works at McDonald's doesn't mean that they should make a living wage. And when you live in a city and you can't even afford the apartment that you live in, even in the worst neighborhood, that's an issue.
Yes.
In McDonald's, especially when that's the only jobs in your neighborhood.
Yes. But you know what, Ray? Okay. There are a few states left where you can work at places like that and pay rent. There's a few states left. But let me just say something about Donald Trump. Corporations paid less taxes under Donald Trump than any other president ever. Some of them paid zero taxes. People like Amazon, Walmart, and shit like that. He should focus on those conglomerates to get a lot of money. How come he's not doing that?
So why do you think that Amazon, just let me ask you a question. Why do you think Amazon paid less taxes? Just for a minute. Because Amazon is let's just say is an e-commerce site. So and as an e-commerce site, they have less staff. So they're not, what they really concerned about is not business tax. They're talking about payroll taxes. That's why they're coming after Uber and Lyft. The reason why they're coming after Uber and Lyft, because Uber and Lyft is a platform and they don't pay payroll taxes, right? Which is state and federal. This is how they get paid. So the reason why Amazon, which a lot of people are not paying attention to, they make billions of dollars, but they are an e-commerce site, which that means they have no overhead. So a lot of, think about it, you pay them to post your product on their site. So when they deliver it in an e-commerce method, right? So they don't have a lot of employees to run the operation. So that would be the reason.
What, Amazon?
Yes, they don't have
Yes, they do.
Okay.
And they have buildings all across America.
They don't have a lot of employees. Okay, they're $1 billion. Okay, they're over $1 billion. They don't have the equal amount of staff. Even if they got 300 employees, 300. Let's say they have 100,000 employees for $1 billion agency. That is a slight off. Why? Because they're not paying payroll. They are an e-commerce site. Remember, all you do is buy from them and they ship it through UPS, FedEx, or whatever. Remember, you're on.
Wait. You're saying Amazon only got 300 employees?
I'm not telling you. I'm telling you that Amazon don't have that many employees.
I don't care how many employees they got. If they made that many $1 million with their base stations
that's business
Pennsylvania.
Tax. That's not payroll tax. That's what I'm trying to say. That's not payroll. You're looking at business tax. Business tax can be written off, right? Not payroll. Payroll tax is a trust fund payment. That is your gross. What you get is a net. That's the gross. All that money right there is what you're supposed to pay the government. If they don't have that many employees, right? If they made $1 billion, half of that should be in payroll taxes. But they don't pay that much payroll taxes. Why? Because they are an e-commerce provider. They don't have that much overhead. Even if they got a warehouse, most of the time they negotiate that warehouse. Why you think Cuomo was fighting for Obama for Amazon to be part of New York? Why? Because they would get incentives for putting this. What?
Can I just read something to you?
Oh,
okay.
The identified companies were able to zero out their federal income taxes on $79 billion in U.S. pre-tax income, according to the ITEP report, which was released. Instead of paying $16.4 billion in taxes, as the new 21% corporate tax rate requires, these companies enjoyed a net corporate tax rebate of $4.3 billion, blowing a $20.7 billion hole in the federal budget last year. The controversial Tax Cuts and Jobs Act signed by Donald Trump.
That's what I'm talking about. Payroll taxes. They don't have to pay payroll taxes if they don't got that many.
Okay, I don't care about the payroll taxes. Donald Trump enacted that. He enabled that loophole. Donald Trump enabled that loophole.
He cut.
That's not good.
Why is it not good?
Because we were out of $20.7 billion.
So let me ask you a question.
Because of his loophole.
Okay.
That could have went to us.
So when you say go to us, how right now I promise you your roads, your streets, that damn
I don't
money
care.
going to your community.
It still would have been money to our deficit and shit that we need. Those tax cuts should not be implemented to these large corporations. I just read it in black and white.
Let me tell you something.
Oh, now she's going to listen.
Let me tell you. I like Donald Trump's tax cuts. Why? Because I was a corporation and I didn't want to pay no goddamn payroll tax.
Okay, so just say that. Give us some applause, damn it. Just say that. You had a hidden interest in it, and that ain't helping none of the citizens. That money could have been used for some other shit. Could have been used for some part of the Black plan.
Listen, guys, I have two more questions and we got to get out of here. We've been here for a long time. This conversation can be a to be continued conversation, but I just want to ask a very simple question. And this question is, I need to know how you guys feel about the whole coronavirus thing and the political parties that are running. Do you believe this whole coronavirus is real? Do you believe that these candidates is full of crap? Or do you believe Donald Trump really had it? Let's get into that. And then I need y'all final thoughts after this. We got to shut it down.
Donald Trump already knew about the coronavirus.
Who's that talking?
Who's that?
So who's going to go first? Come on, tell us who's going to go first.
Okay, I can go first. I don't got because I'm going to offer. You know, I'm going to offer something. Okay, here is my opinion because Teresa, you got the most controversial topic before you end it, right? I'm sorry, Lady Miz, right?
Too late.
Okay, my bad. Okay. Here is my opinion. I do not believe coronavirus is actually a virus. Now, I'm not saying it's not a virus, but I believe it's a psyop. I believe it was designed to do what? To crash the economy. I do not believe that a virus that came from China, from a first it started from a monkey. Let me just break it down. He started from a monkey, a bat, right? So they changed that story, right? They changed that story. Oh, that ain't gonna work for people. So let's just say it came from a bat, from Wuhan, in a lab, and it jumped on two people, flew through TSA, went to Denver, and then flew across the world.
No.
That's what they said.
They said it was in the soup, the food. They was eating them.
Okay.
They didn't fly.
So wait a minute. Wait. Because it's airborne. Wait a minute. It's airborne. It's airborne.
Not the bat.
No.
Okay.
I'm talking about it's airborne. So it came from out of the soup and flew up in the air. Right? And flew up in the air, and now it's circling out in the air all over the place. No, they want one world government. They're going to shut everybody's government down. They want to go to the
population control.
That's one thing they want. Who said that?
Charlie Prince people.
Y'all keep making her run out, get out her bed and
That's right. She is 1,000% right about the population. I believe that the virus is a virus, just like pneumonia, just like respiratory illness. And the reason why I feel that they put so much fear, because fear reduces our respiratory system, so it reduces our ability to fight because we're so scared, and it do compromise our body physiologically in our respiratory system. So I do believe that they keep put so much fear in our mind, but I do not subscribe to the idea that COVID is airborne virus running around killing people, because people should be dropping in the street every day. Like I made a point. Why is Walmart, ShopRite, Key Food, why those places are not being hot spots for the virus? Why nobody and why none of the reports are saying Walmart had 5 cases of coronavirus?
Or let me just say this, and then I want everybody to give their opinion. Why is it that you have to wear a mask when you can walk in, but when you sit down and when you start walking around, you can take it off? If it's really meant to protect you, I believe that it's definitely a virus. And I believe that we got to be careful with it. But I believe that there's an agenda behind this virus that they are pushing more for whatever it is that they want. That's what I believe. Who's gonna go next?
I'll say something real quick to the virus. Here's the thing. I believe the virus is real, like y'all. I also believe that, I heard a lot of rumors that Donald Trump, it was a ploy to get Donald Trump out of office. I'm gonna tell you now, I honestly would have voted for Donald Trump right away if Donald Trump would have said, you know what, if this is a ploy to get me out of office, let's fuck him over and say, put on a mask. Because if this mask is supposed to work and fix everything, this would be over.
So you would have voted for him just based off of that? Not, and you don't care about.
Because right now it shows. You know what? Because if it's true that it was a government ploy to kill people, and Donald Trump stood up and said, "Fuck y'all, I'm not gonna let this happen. Just wear a mask, everybody. This disease will go away." He fucks up their whole plan. This whole plan dies right where it's at.
Okay. All right. That's just is. All right. So who's going next? King Charlie Prince, let's go. Who's gonna chime in on this one?
I'm gonna chime in for King Charlie. I think this virus was for population control. It was trying to get rid of people that already had pre-existing conditions, that was running up the medical bills and all of that.
I agree with that. Yep.
And everything, and they had to get rid of these people so that they could start over again and start making money again off of us.
I agree. I agree. I totally agree with that.
I guess a plan to take out the weak.
Well, no, it was actually the seniors for the Medicare. This is why they target
those that were really sick.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with that.
All right. The next time y'all do this, I will be dressed and I'm ready.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait, you got people calling me trying to get in. I'm like, there's only 4 people. They want to argue too.
To be continued. Okay, we're gonna try to even if next time people that want to get in, we can have them in the backstage, and then we could bring them on, and then on and off, so people can get their chance. Just like DJ Russ over here from Grindhouse Music, he said he want to respond, but he ain't got no mic.
I'm gonna respond to Russ real quick.
I want to hear Cisco's comment. Okay,
Russ, on your comment about the reason for the $15, I agree with you. But if you have, from what you're saying, yes, but everybody should get a raise then. That's the idea. The idea is to fix everybody's pay, not just the people, the low earners, but everybody. So that you, so I'm not just saying, hey, let's give everybody $15. No, if you earn more than $15, you need to get paid for what you earn. And unfortunately, this country is not paying people what they earn.
Well, speaking on that like $15 thing, that's going to definitely backfire on them in McDonald's, because they already got robots. When they first started like marching about it, they put in a whole bunch of robots that was cooking everything, and they just needed one cashier. So that cashier was getting $15 an hour, but they fired like 10 people.
That's what I'm trying. It's going to reduce workforce. Yes.
Yeah. So
you didn't answer the question. I just want to make that.
I am.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So getting into COVID, COVID is real. Don't know where it came from, but rest in peace to everybody that I lost. Absolutely. Rest in peace to my boy's mother, to some of your friends, Lady Miz, to my boy Jacob, his cousin the other day. So it's real and it's here. And Donald Trump never had it. He's a effing liar. He just tried to prove that the economy can open back up. There's no way his fat ass can get it and not go to the hospital not one fucking day. He's a liar.
No, I have an opinion about that because you're talking about my man. Okay, so let me
talk about your man.
That's right. All right, so let me have an opinion.
Damn, no, hold up. I didn't finish though, Adrian.
All right, okay.
Okay, thank you. So he never had it. He's a liar. You know what I'm saying? Because how did he get it? And Melania they ain't even talking about her. Pence, it's just a bunch of bullshit. It's just lies to reopen. Anyway, I don't depend on no government to tell me what to do when it comes to a pandemic like this. Me and my family discuss this shit, and we use our common sense.
Basically,
we wash our hands. We wear masks when we around people. I'm not one of these Americans who's saying he's taking away my civil rights. I don't have to wear a fucking mask. I'm wearing a mask because I don't want you breathing your shit on me. I don't want to breathe my shit on you. It's just common fucking sense. So that's just it.
Okay, so let me just have my opinion of that, and I'm gonna give you my prediction because you didn't ask for it, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway. All right. So the reason why Trump said he had the COVID is because they were trying to force and mandate the vaccine. Okay, so they're going to force and mandate the vaccine. If anybody look at Operation Warp Speed, that's exactly what they're going to do. The military is going to force and contact trace people with the vaccine, and they're going to let's just to give you an example. You're in Walmart and somebody has been identified in Walmart as having the vaccine, what they having the COVID. Everybody in Walmart at that time, your phone going to ping. They're going to know everybody in that his vicinity and his particular hours. No, they could be exposed to COVID. They're going to contact you via your phone and ask you, have you been exposed? Have you been in Walmart at September 25th at between 2 and 5? And they're going to know you've been there because they already tracked your phone. If you look at your phone, it's on there, right? Because they're going to force your vaccine. And if you do not take the vaccine, they're going to come in your house and they're going to force you to take that vaccine, because if you don't, you will be considered a domestic terrorist. Why? Because you're going to now be a harm to others, because that person could have prevented it because they would have had the vaccine. The vaccine.
Okay.
Wait, the vaccine card is going to be your new license. You're going to be on your new license. You're going to be you have been given, you are COVID free. So all I'm telling you is that what Trump did was play a game again. He's saying, I was cured by a cocktail. I was cured by something called Remeron. Right. Okay. So what he did was say, you don't necessarily have to take the vaccine to be cured. There's other ways to fight the virus. He gave us a different way to fight the virus, not for the vaccine. You got people right now that is ready for that vaccine and will hurt people because they want to be the first ones in line for that vaccine. knowing that vaccine may cause all types. It's going to change our DNA, RNA, and all types of stuff. But guess what? Because the media got you so scared, you're going to run and take a vaccine no matter what.
Hold up.
What?
What if Donald Trump gets re-elected? Is he going to enforce the vaccine or not?
No, that's what he did. Remember, under Bill Gates,
Bill Gates. That's what you want to believe. All right.
Under Bill Gates and under Dr. Fauci, when it first came out, they were trying to mandate us taking the vaccine. Matter of fact, what they were trying to do, if you look at it, Governor Cuomo and Bill Gates partnered.
I think they got to go.
Vaccine. Oh.
No, she said, I'm just looking at them. They're like, yo, this shit is going overtime.
I heard about it.
We are going to close out, though, but go ahead.
I can see their face.
I really love the conversation, and I like that y'all all are bringing a different perspective to it. And this is what we need to do because it does open up the mind. Right?
Did Donald Trump give you a loan back in the days when you started your business?
That's my dude. That's my dude.
You gonna say that's my man?
That's my man.
All right, I got you. Anyway,
big shout out to D Moet. Big shout out to DJ Russ. Big shout out to Diana. Girl, thank you so much for your support. We will be here. This is going to be a to be continued. And if y'all want to bring some people in, we could
election night.
Election night. We gonna be it's gonna be some shit.
Partying cocktails.
But she ain't even voting. I don't even know how she got on the panel.
Man, be quiet with the voting.
How she got on the panel? She ain't even voting.
Wait, King Charles got the books. Tell him King Charles pull that book out. Tell him why I ain't voting.
Hey, Adrian, real quick, Adrian, I'm gonna tell you, not for nothing, Donald Trump he's both peddling the vaccine and telling people that you don't need it. So
come on, man.
Wait, I got my shirt ready. I got my Trump 2021 shirt ready for election night, y'all. I'm ready, okay?
Oh shit. You serious?
We definitely gonna have to bring this shit on election night.
Yo, I'm clicking on her screen trying to get rid of her. Shit ain't working.
Listen, guys, I need you to give your final closeout statement that we got to end the show. But I want to thank y'all for coming on and giving your opinions and giving your viewpoints and stating your facts. And I do want to ask y'all to come back on the show again so that we can, if y'all free election night, we will do it election night. That's going to be a stressful night.
Better clean your guns, people. Get your guns ready.
Hey, Cisco,
final thought.
I was always been ready.
All right, final thoughts, everybody.
Final thoughts is this: Donald Trump is a nuisance and a pain and a cancer to this country. Vote his ass out and give Biden a chance. Don't hold him accountable for some shit that happened back in the 90s. Hold Donald Trump accountable for the shit he did a couple of months ago.
Okay, my final thoughts is Trump 2020, Trump 21, Trump 22, Trump 22.
Wow. I don't want no more wine, Lady Miz. Cancel my order.
Stop playing. You see why you
hell no. Cancel my order.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, God. I'm drinking that shit.
You think, Jason, why did you put that up there? I knew he was going to cancel his damn order.
I'm about to ice cube her ass. Oh, I'm just joking. I'm sorry. I don't know you that well. I'm sorry.
No. It's okay, but we got to know how to talk about this. It's still.
Oh, that shit is funny.
My final thoughts is.
I just want to say I really
I just want to say
let's try to
listen to each other without becoming angry and everybody getting their expressed across. Yeah. But our final thought is no matter who you vote for, if they don't have a black agenda that looks out for us, neither one of them is going to do shit.
Lift every voice.
Amen.
Trump 2020.
All right.
Cancel my order.
Y'all see, I got my spokesperson right.
Word, that's what's up. This was fun.
My thing is, for me, I am not gonna lie. I'm still undecided right now. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm still undecided. I don't know, and that's my right.
Me too.
I need to really still think about this, and I don't know if it might be up to the day of election if I decide to go out there. But both of the candidates for me doesn't really seem to be the real solution to Black people's problems, and that's just how I feel. Right?
I'm gonna say it like this. With my parting words is, hey, if you're gonna vote, if you're not gonna vote, at least do it consciously. At least know that that's what you want to do and stand by it.
Absolutely.
And mine is the one you vote, the one you think who is for you is in cahoots with the one that ain't for you. And it's like your lawyer going against my lawyer, but at lunchtime they having breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
All right.
Agreed.
And y'all heard it here. This is From the Ground Up. It's your girl, Lady Miz. We getting the hell up out of here. But I want to thank for coming on the show today. I appreciate y'all so much.
Trump, go Trump.
I'm gonna ask y'all to come back. So just get ready, y'all.
Get ready.
You can't thank your wife for her opinion too.
Ready.
Make sure your wife is ready.
Don't do this election night. You will see me in the person.
Yes.
All right, guys. Peace.
All right. Bye, guys.
Right.
And thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure y'all share this live, even if you ain't on it. When you come back and you see it, share this live. Let it reach more people. Thank y'all.
All right, cancel my order, people. Love you.
Bye.
You gotta go through all that before you close out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'm.
From the ground up. From the ground up. There's only one way to go from here.